Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. We're back at you live one more again from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City, the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo. Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody coming out. Big shouts out to everybody in the chat. Big shouts to everybody who comes to the chat throughout the day. And big shout out to the replay game. Really appreciate the support, man. Big shout out to my wife, Takar. Y'all make sure y'all show her some love in the comments, man. And don't stop there. Show the channel some love. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And Hulk smash that notification bell so you can get notifications each and every time we drop a video here on the channel. Also, big shout out to the homie Jason from Ancestral Royal Pythons. Not only is he the sponsor, not only is he helping us out this weekend, that's a solid dude. That's the homie. So make sure you show him some love too. If you're not following him at Ancestral Royal Pythons, make sure you follow him at Ancestral Royal Pythons on IG. Check him out on Morph Market, working some seriously killer projects. So definitely show some love and support as well. Speaking of support, make sure you supporting both US Arc and US Arc Florida. The links for both organizations are in the description of this video. Actually got the pleasure of being right next to the US Art booth here. They directly to my left, and then directly to my right, man, we got Redline Shipping. Redline Shipping is a sponsor of the channel. Definitely appreciate them supporting the live tour, man. It's been a pleasure like hanging out with them, chopping it out with them as well. Make sure you use promo code Robin60 to get 60% off your first 2 shipments with Redline Shipping. Also for this weekend, you can use promo code SHOW60, getting 60% off shipments from the show. Those 60% codes, they're both good for 2 uses. Whether you use one or the other, you can use it 2 times to get 60% off of shipping. Also, big shout out to the homie Charlie from shedtesting.com. Be sure to use promo code HC20. That promo code gets you 20% off 1 or more individual shed tests. That promo code is limited to 1 order, but you can order 1 or more individual shed tests. That promo code is good through 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. So make sure you take advantage of that. Even if you don't have a shed to test right now, you can go ahead and order the test, get the discount, and it will be saved in your bank. Big shout out to the homie Charlie for sponsoring the tour. Man, it's been a blast. We got a good show coming up for y'all today, man. We got some dope guests lined up. Been really having like a good time, man. It's been a great vibe at the show. It's already a bunch of people in here, and it's early Sunday morning. It's been like a really cool like mixture of folks, you know what I'm saying, coming in, whether it's new people who haven't kept anything yet, people who are just kind of like in the pet space. You got breeders coming through, the whole plant element, like that's dope. Saw some super cool plants. I'm not a plant expert by like any stretch, but I can judge with my eye, man, and I seen some really cool looking plants, man. So it's really been like a dope vibe, man. Loving the city, loving the area, man. Having a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to doing this show again. I would advise anybody, if you can get it in your plans, if you can make it work, definitely make it work and come out. The next show is in April in Charlotte, and then obviously we got the Denver show that's going to be twice a year for the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo, as well as the Kansas City as well. And I think they're trying to grow with at least 2 more shows that'll happen twice a year as well. So yeah, definitely big shout out to the homie Troy, big shout out to the homie Nick from Sloan Reptiles, man. They really did their thing, man. It's a super tip top professional performance by these guys, man. So like they checking off all the boxes, paying attention to the small details and all that. Got some dope vendors, dope breeders, lots of good people in the building, man. So it's been a movement for real. We're gonna pay some love to the sponsors real quick. We're gonna show some love to the sponsors real quick. Then after that, we'll be right back.
Join KINOVA's Patreon today and unlock hundreds of hours of exclusive educational content designed to help you run a successful ball python business. Learn directly from the world's leading ball python designer. Memberships are currently available up to the student tier, a tier that includes a 10% discount on all animals. If you missed Clutch Conversations episode 139, catch Justin speaking on the benefits and value of the Patreon so you can hear it directly from the man himself. Don't delay. Join the KINOVA Patreon today. Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life. In life, success doesn't come to you. You go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with wetter morphs.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's see who we got in the comments. Eric's more factor in the building. What's good, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to my lovely wife, Takara. What's good, baby? Appreciate you tuning in. Big Logan in the building. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. Nikki, Irresistible Pythons, Double Clutch Patreon member. What's good? Superman tier. Appreciate you coming out. Dundada, what's good? Appreciate you coming out. Happy Sunday to you as well. Man, y'all had me tripping out last night on Sophisticated Ignorance, man. Good times, good time. Appreciate y'all. Aaron, what's good? Balls of Paradise in the building. What's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. See who else we got. I know I saw Bosa somewhere. I thought. Big shout out to Bosa anyway, the Sultan of support. Appreciate you, brother. R.O., what's good, homie? Appreciate you coming out. Angel, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming out, man. Can't wait to check out the replay. We're going to be listening to In Your Circle. They had Billy and Craig from Bash Code on there. So Billy from Mutation Creation, Craig from Bash Code on there yesterday. Haven't got a chance to look at it yet, but that's definitely on the itinerary for the ride home, man. They're doing good stuff, so make sure you check out In Your Circle. Saturdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mercury Exotics in the building. What's good, fam? Appreciate you coming out. Hey, we're going to kick the intro, and then after that, we'll be right back with the show.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. This cool. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this?
Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts.
Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, we're having a slight delay on our first guest, so man, we'll just kick it for a few minutes until they get here. Yeah, man, like I was saying, man, been having a lot of fun at the show. It's funny, I was talking yesterday to somebody, I can't remember exactly who, because I did actually mention it to a couple of people, and we were talking about just having numbers and stuff like that, and my top 5 pairings, like out of my top 5 pairings, like 4 of those girls reabsorbed on me, and they got pretty late, like in their building cycle before they reabsorbed. I was getting super excited. I was trying to like temper my expectations at first, just because I kind of imagined that I wasn't gonna have like a heavy season. I wasn't gonna have like a heavy season. Yeah, you good. I wasn't gonna have a heavy season because we moved and stuff like that. But then once they start building and whatnot, I definitely started getting excited because it's hard not to. You know what I mean? What's good, brother?
What's
good?
going on?
What's up, man? Yeah. Yes, sir. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. We had a whole incident right now with Ellie trying to get to the bathroom, and then there's a line out the door. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I apologize, I'm being late.
Oh, no worries, man. You got to handle your business, man.
Yeah.
How's the show? But hey, first of all, bro, I love the blazer.
Yeah, we got since Troy isn't dressed up in his suit like normal, we had to become better dressed balls, and we're just gonna rebrand now.
Okay.
Keep Troy's logo though. We're still gonna use his face on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, just tweak it a little bit.
What's up?
I said just tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been really good. It's really good. So yesterday we did 10 animals. I was super excited about
nice.
it. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Today we've been like running all over the place, and honestly, we haven't been able to do anything yet. So, but yeah. How's it been for you?
It's been pretty good, man. There's been some really nice interviews. Been having fun. I actually left myself a little bit of bandwidth to like get around and like interact and network more, talk with people as they walk by the table, get around and like talk and have conversations with like vendors and stuff like that, man. So kind of like getting our sea legs like with this whole like live tour thing.
Yeah. And you did Southeast last weekend, and you're doing Animal Con too, right? Like,
yeah. So Animal Con in 2 weeks, actually technically less than 2 weeks, because it's October 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah.
And so that'll be cool. It'll also be different. Like the interview piece of it will probably be familiar, you know what I mean, as far as like talking to people, sitting down, having a conversation, but the format's going to be a little bit different because it's not going to be like live. It won't be this show to be me there on behalf of the Redline Report, and it's pre-recorded interviews, right? And so I'll just be working, trying to get on people's schedule and get fit in for like a 10-15 minute interview. And then one of the things I'm super stoked about is it's an opportunity to chat with some folks like on like the broader animal kind of community, because there's people there like that are keeping mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, like the whole gamut. And so that'll be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it. So
yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Actually got a chance to sit down with Brian yesterday and like pick his brain, Brian Cusco, and pick his brain about some stuff. So he had like some helpful pointers. So definitely looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be really awesome.
So how was it like as far as like the turnaround for y'all? Because I know like you were in Canada last weekend. Courtney was in Atlanta last weekend. Now y'all are back and y'all flipping in week. How was that kind of a week for you?
It's been a lot. It's been super busy. So Courtney got back from Atlanta last Sunday, like Sunday night. I got back from Canada last Sunday night and all that stuff. Both of those were amazing, awesome trips, great experiences. So what ended up happening is we had taken off a bunch of time the previous week from like our regular day jobs. So this week we are essentially trying to catch up from what we missed while we were like gone last week. And we were having to prepare for this show coming up, but I didn't feel like that we could really take off time because we had just taken off like a week and all that stuff. So it was a little hectic, but we should have a break after this show, and we'll be able to like catch up and like get our sea legs under us again. So.
Absolutely. I definitely know the feeling. Like we went through like something similar, like Daytona, and it's a little bit different when you like go to a show and like you're working the show versus just attending the show. There's like a whole nother like layer of things kind of like put on that. And so we were like out of place, and the weekends is like when I get a lot of stuff done, when we get a lot of stuff done. And so being out kind of like naturally puts you behind because it takes like those 2 days away from you. And so like we were still catching up, so we got all caught up. And then like a few weeks later we got the Atlanta show, and then this was like a 1 week turnaround. So I definitely feel you like with just kind of having to get caught back up,
Yeah.
get your sea legs under you and stuff like that. But definitely a learning experience, and like we're figuring out things that we can tweak here and there to make stuff like more efficient. But yeah, Takara didn't come for this trip.
Okay.
And so like now at least I feel like a little bit of like calm, because there are some things that she's handling at the house, and so like that'll help for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like doing the shows back to back, it makes me essentially like look at like going into the future. Like we don't do very many shows. We maybe do like 4 or 5 shows a year. If we like scale to the point which we want to where we are doing more consistent shows, I think that it's going to require like essentially not both of us vending. I think it's going to be like a Courtney vends one, I vend the next one, and we alternate like that, because we also have our 2-year-old here, and it's a lot. Like it's trying to do all of it. It is a lot. So yeah.
It's definitely a lot to juggle, especially when you've got the full-time job. Because the full-time job doesn't quit, and depending on what kind of job you got, like when I was in restaurants, I could take a day off, and when I took a day off, I didn't have like all of that day's work still to do. But it's different like in my current job, because I take a day off, but that work doesn't go anywhere. It's just sitting there waiting for you when you get back.
Yep. Same. And it's not bad. I get it. Like everybody handles like this kind of stuff, but it is a lot, and it's like kind of like that point where it's pushing towards like I would imagine probably within like the next year or two. It maybe not even 2 years, but I could see one of us doing it full time, just on like because again, both of us work full-time jobs, and I think that it will just get to the point where it's just not really possible, given like all of the competing commitments to vend, take care of the snakes, do all the social media stuff, work a full-time job, have a family life, have friends, like all of it. It's just not. It's not like we're like right there on like that like capacity.
You're on
right
that cusp of it. Okay, that makes sense. But at the end of the day, it's fun as hell.
Oh, yeah. And I love talking to everybody, just like getting to interact with all our friends that we see online, but like we don't have very many chances to like meet in person and hang out and all that stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite part about it. Meeting people who I haven't met before. I've talked with them online. I know them. I know their face. We talk all the time or whatever, but I hadn't met them in person yet, and so like getting to meet people in person and then seeing people again, like that's so cool. It's just it's work, but at the same time, it's not work, because you're having so much fun doing it. Oh
yeah, I completely agree. It's a blast, and if it gets to the point that like both of us were able to do this full time, I mean, it's work, it's effort. You're super tired at the end of the day or the end of the weekend, but it's amazing, and I love working with the animals. I love the community. I find it super fun.
Absolutely, it's so fulfilling, like for sure.
Yeah.
So talk about last weekend and how was that, and kind of like your experiences there. I saw like a lot of the reels and stuff like that. Man, the logo took me out. Like, where's the logo?
Yeah. So we had, I don't know when it was, maybe a few months back, 5 or 6 months back, or all that. So I had gotten a like new Mustang as like a new car and all that stuff, and it's like bright red, like race car red kind of thing. And we were already planning on going up to the CRBE to film stuff with Billy for the documentary series we were working on.
Okay.
And when we got this vehicle, I was super proud of it, super excited about it. And we found out that the Southeast Reptile Expo was going to be the exact same weekend that we had already planned to going to Canada. So with this, it was like, well, we want to do both. Like we want to vend the Southeast Reptile Expo, and we still need to go to Canada because we've already committed to it. So we split it. So Courtney went to the Southeast Reptile Expo and vended it. I went up to Canada, and because I don't want to drive all the way to Canada by myself, I got a hold of Shane Kelly. I asked if he wanted to do it, and kind of talked about it. And he is already sponsored by Redline Shipping, so he had talked about. He's like, honestly, it'd be pretty cool to like connect these pieces and all that stuff. So he got us in contact with Robin. We told Robin the idea. Robin was ecstatic about it. So like Robin sponsored the whole trip. It was amazing. Huge shout out to Redline Shipping.
Huge shout out.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Huge 100%. Shout out to Redline Shipping.
Yeah. They're doing so much stuff to support the community. And like when you really think about it, Redline Shipping doesn't ship in Canada. So like they're doing a little bit of stuff with Reptile Express, but they themselves don't ship in Canada. So the fact that they were willing to sponsor a trip to the Canadian Reptile Breeder Expo and kind of support the Canadian market, even though Redline Shipping doesn't directly get a benefit out of it, I think that shows like Robin's commitment, not just to his business, but to the entire reptile hobby.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one of the things that we saw, so it was an amazing time, great time. And I can give you like a rundown of it. But one of the big things that I think was really, really cool about it is as we were leaving, a lot of the different Canadian breeders came up and they thanked us. And when I say they thanked us, it wasn't like the normal, polite kind of like, oh, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Like they made it a point to be like, this you guys coming up, it brought a lot of other Americans up because they were all excited. They all wanted to come and kind of join in on the hype. And with all the Americans coming up to the show, it brought a lot of Canadians out to it. And they said that it was the best Canadian Reptile Breeder Expo that they've had for years.
Oh, nice.
And it was like that everybody was in a great mood. It was an awesome time. It was an amazing weekend. And again, it was just really, really good. And it's the fact for Robin of Redline Shipping really, really pushing this and really, really promoting it, I think, again, has helped out the entire reptile industry, and it doesn't really directly benefit them. It's just the fact that he wanted to make sure that they could grow the hobby, they can get more people into the show, have a better experience at the show, and ultimately promote community within the reptile world.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about, like growing the entire hobby and like you said, man, promoting community within the hobby. And so I think that's super dope. And I know Robin has been nothing but 100% supportive of what we're doing. And so I definitely feel you on that. So big shout out to Robin, big shout out to Redline.
Yep, 100%. So quick little recap on it. So we got up there, I think it was Tuesday, like late Tuesday. Wednesday, Shane and I, we went over to Will's. He gave us a tour. We talked with him. We filmed interviews with Will. Amazing guy, amazing animals, amazing collection. Really, really cool stuff that he has going on. So then we went over to Marcus Jane. We ate lunch with him. An amazing cook, by the way. Like,
yeah, that's what I've heard.
Oh, he's really, really good. Yeah, I can't even like describe, but it was amazing. So like we're going out there and we're like eating, and he like goes out to his garden. He pulls like tomatoes and he cuts the tomatoes that he just picked from his garden for like the sandwiches. It was amazing. So then he gives us a tour and all that stuff. Again, amazing, incredible animals. And they were just amazing hosts. So we did that Wednesday of last week. Thursday, we went into Toronto and we hung out with Billy. We filmed with Billy and all of them. It was, again, a great time. They were amazing hosts. And that was Thursday. Friday, Shane and I went to downtown Toronto. We kind of shot some B-roll in downtown Toronto, did some sightseeing, touristy type stuff, and then we went to lunch with Charles, who's another snake breeder, and he has like a restaurant like right on the lake. Beautiful scenery, amazing food. Again, that's like a theme on all of it. It's just amazing food.
What's Charles's company?
I'm sorry, Charles, because it got introduced to me as Charles, and
gotcha.
I'll look it up. I'm sorry, Charles.
We'll no, you're good. We'll put a note in the description of the video.
But so it was a great time. So then we come back, we go to the setup at CRBE. It was awesome. They treated us super, super well. And then afterwards, we went to Billy's like barbecue kind of hangout party thing. We hung out there with a bunch of people. That's when Chris and all of them came in. And that's also when they stole the logos. So while we're in there at the party, they apparently stole the magnetic logos off of our car. And we didn't notice until Shane and I left, and we're eating and we noticed the car in the parking lot. We're like, wait a minute, what happened to the logos? And then we immediately knew it was B Squad. B Squad stole the logos. Everything was great in Canada until those New Yorkers came in. The neighborhood went to garbage.
They messed it all up, huh?
Yeah. So then Saturday was the show. They gave the logos back after we found out, and they were posting their pictures with them and all that stuff. And we've been getting everybody to sign them since then. So they're actually at Shane Kelly's booth right now. So if you guys haven't signed them yet, you definitely need to stop over there and sign the logos for the car decal. So Robin's getting one, and then Shane and I are going to have to fight for the other one.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have to stop over there and sign it for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it sounds like y'all had an amazing time. I know everybody that I've talked to, because I talked to Shane a little bit about it. I talked to Chris a little bit about it. Like everyone was just saying like how great of a time they had. I'd love to make it up there one day for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. Even beyond like all the extra shenanigans, the show's really good. And they have, it's not just reptiles, it's like cats and dogs and fish and birds, and they'll have like dog shows, like them jumping through the obstacle course. I don't know what it's called and all that stuff. But it's really cool to watch. Like,
yeah, I heard they had it like, so basically sectioned off, right? And so you're kind of like walking through the venue, and so like you'll get to like the dog section, and you get to another species, and you'll get to another one, and then you'll like end up in like the reptile section. So it seems like it was like really cool. And I think Chris mentioned that they had like a place for them to like do their show. It was partitioned off, so it sounds like it was really cool.
Yeah, no, it was a great time. It was awesome. They did a really, really good job putting that show together. Huge shout out to Daffy's Reptiles, Badu. He's the one that we were kind of like in contact with.
Okay. Nice, bro. Well, bro, it's been good. I know it's getting busy in here,
Yeah.
and you got to get back to your table and man your table. But man, really appreciate it. Always great chatting it up with you.
Awesome.
Appreciate like all the help too.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
man. I'll catch
All
you
right.
guys later.
Yes, sir. That was Steven from Leviathan Snakes, everybody. Up next, we got Lenny from Demonic Reptiles in the building. Hey, appreciate everybody coming in, tapping in with us, man. Definitely seeing. I'm sorry I can't pull up the comments and stuff like that and kind of address comments as they come through, but definitely, man, I appreciate everybody that has came through today, everybody that's coming through on the replay, all that good stuff, man. Definitely appreciate the love and support. What's good, my brother? You doing all right?
Doing good, man.
Good. Hey, great to meet you in person.
You too, man.
Yeah, like your Instagram stuff and the reels, man, is hilarious.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So how's the show been going for you, bro?
It's good, man. It's good. A lot of people haven't met a lot of you guys, like you and Shane and a few other people. So it's nice to actually be able to see everyone. And I only live an hour away, so it's like really convenient for me. I have to go to Tinley and everything, so it's like nice to be in my area.
Yeah, your neighborhood.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, see everyone. So it was nice. Yeah.
Nice. So where are you at?
I'm in Statesville, so I'm about an hour away from here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with Jeremy earlier, and he said you guys just saw a strike. He said oh man, too bad you guys can't see footage of this. But yeah, I was talking with Jeremy earlier.
Yep.
And he was saying you guys used to be roommates.
Yeah. So he left Nerd and came down to live with me. So his animal's still at my house. But he lives now in Asheville, which is about 2.5 hours away. So
okay.
Yeah, I see him 4 times a week. Plus today.
That's nice. So how long have you been in reptiles?
Oh man, probably since I was 12 years old, 13
Oh,
years
okay,
old.
yeah,
a long time. Keeping reptiles for that many years, breeding reptiles probably last 10, 12 years. Yeah.
What made you kind of like flip the switch from just a keeper to a breeder?
So I was kind of out of reptiles, and I met this girl. We were dating, and she kind of met me from my Facebook page because I had a Burmese python, and she does really cool. And then when she met me, I was like, I don't have any more snakes. She's like, we should get snakes. So I bought a retic. She bought a ball python, baby ball python. We got them from LL Reptiles in LA. When we opened up the bags, my bag said retic. It was actually the ball python. And when I seen how small and tiny and cute it was, I'm like, I want to make more of these. And then I found Brian Barchek, his videos, and I'm like, oh wow, only him and me are doing this. Nobody else.
Nobody else.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And then I realized everyone does this. A lot of people do it. I'm like, it's still fun, but like I was like the only person. Like, I got a great idea too. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's what got me into like wanting to breed. Like I kept boas because I've always told myself I'm never going to keep an animal. Well, I'm never going to breed an animal that lays eggs. I'm not going to be able to incubate it. I thought it's going to be so hard to do. I always want to keep boas and breed boas. I never bred boas. I bred Kenyan boas, but I never actually bred boas.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mainly do ball pythons now.
Gotcha. Yeah, when I first got in, I had like big dreams of breeding like multiple species. Yep. I didn't know any better, right? And so like if I would have went down that path, I probably would have quickly gotten in over my head. As I started learning more and like getting some more experience under my belt and kind of like realizing and kind of appreciating like the nuance that goes into like breeding, especially breeding like multiple species. Like I quickly moved away from that plan or whatever and decided to like really focus at some point. Like once we get kind of other things stabilized, I'll probably branch off in other species. But kind of the point of me bringing it up is I picked up boas too, and I was going to breed boas. So right now we're just keeping boas, but at some point we'll get into breeding some other species. But for right now, I'm just kind of chilling.
I did Angolans for a while. I bred Angolans for many years.
Oh, nice.
I also had llama pythons. I sold the bulk adult groups to individual people. Thankfully, my buddy has the Angolan pair because I love Angolans. A lot of people don't understand. It takes about 5 years for them to mature. So it takes 5 years.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So I've had them since I was in New York. So I moved from New York 6 years ago. I bred the Angolans 2 years ago. Sold babies easily 1, 2, 3. But again, I like producing animals that look different when they come out the egg. You know, so Angolans all look the same. So it gets a little boring seeing the same looking animal over and over, even though Angolans are amazing animals. Yeah, I love Angolans.
So comparing them to like the ball pythons, like is it about the same as far as like the breeding process, difficulty level, all that good stuff?
Same exactly. I never changed anything up. They're in the same racks as the ball pythons. They get bigger. So I had them in the CV70 rack. So I had like the 5040s from the ARS. They definitely get bigger. They're more active. They don't ball up. Yeah, they remind me of a better version of a copper python, like not bitey, not swarmish, just really a bigger body ball python.
Okay. Yeah. Angolans are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are.
And I always wondered that as far as like the breeding process. I kind of assumed that it was probably pretty similar because they're closely related.
Yeah, they pretty
right?
much. I heard they're cousins, like pretty much like they on the same.
Like play cousins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just like that. Kissing cousins. Find them in Alabama, find them in Africa. No, but they're pretty cool. Yeah, they're easy to breed, easy to take care of. What you don't want to do, you don't want to feed them big meals. They don't do good with big meals. Like ball pythons, you can sometimes get away with a larger meal. But when you want to feed them heavy for breeding season, they don't do good. They're gonna regurge. So you just have to keep it smaller with the Angolans.
Gotcha. So how's the show going for you?
Show's doing great. We did really well day 1, day 2. It's a little slow because it's still early today. But I was able to finally meet people, walk around, get some photos I wanted to do, kind of fanboy a little bit. But yeah, it's fun show. Yeah,
That's what I love about the shows. It's like the interaction with the people too. It's cool. It's super cool to see the animals, and that's why we're all here. But it's really cool to also see the people too.
100%. Yeah, and that's what it's about, the community. So you want to go out and meet everyone, see everyone, people that you follow on Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that, and then meet them in real life and kind of put the the person to the logo, sometimes the face of the logo, and kind of meet these people. Yeah,
absolutely. So speaking of social media and stuff like that, obviously you've got your reels and stuff like that. So talk about like what kind of led to that idea, because you post them pretty consistently, like funny ass reels.
So the last 2 years I've been dealing with long-term COVID. So I've been in a really dark place in life, where it kind of like crippled me in a point where I was having problems walking, talking, thinking, because I was dealing with so much inflammation in my head. So I'm a really outgoing person. I always like to make people laugh, and I kind of was in a really dark place of like, I didn't want to be around people, I didn't want to go out, I didn't want to do anything, and I've always been the loud person in the room or the class clown, and I just kind of wasn't myself. And then I was going through the reels, kind of like lost myself on Instagram, just to try to find funny stuff to make me happy again. And I kind of started thinking to myself, like, these reels are funny, but I think I can make them funnier. And I think if I can make someone who's dealing with something negative or going through something in life where they might be in a dark place, and the reptile people, they can kind of relate to some of these reels.
Absolutely.
So I kind of like took a lot of any reels, put some text in front of it, and started posting a bunch of them. And then I made too many of them, and people didn't think I even bred snakes. So I had to
you had to dial it back a little bit.
I had to delete a lot. I think I deleted like over 200 reels.
Oh wow.
So I was talking to someone over there before about the reels, and I actually made a reptile reel Instagram.
Okay.
I wanted to take every one that I made on my page and just send it to that page. I can't do that. So I don't have time to run 2 accounts. Yeah. So I'm going to run everything off my one account and just leave it that way.
Gotcha. Yeah,
but I just wanted to make something that way like people can laugh and just have a good time and like not take it too serious. Because, it's ball pythons, reptiles. Like it's supposed to be fun, Shouldn't be taken too serious.
Yeah. I know. I literally laugh out loud when I see a lot of them.
I
so you're doing your job.
I try.
So speaking of the reptiles, and you breed the reptiles and whatnot. So just so people know, let them know what projects you're in, like what you're excited about.
So I'm working with the paint project. I'm really excited about the paint.
Nice.
I had the paint breeding with my sunset. So I'm working on some sunset paints. I want to go that route. I also have quad heads of some lavender hypo clown pods. A lot of people don't like hypo and lavender. I feel like if you've seen enough of it, you will like it. There's not a lot out there, but it's really, really nice. I also got my paint cards, paint lavenders. I just want paint and everything. I like paint a lot. I want to run the paint project. I do have my variety of like triple head hypo DG clowns, clown pod DGs. I have all that going on. But it's all on the back burner right now because I've been raising for the last 2-3 years. So like this year, maybe next year, they should be going. But I'm just really focusing now on like bringing the paint to like that level of like triple heads, quad heads, and get the paint going. As recessives, as incomplete, I really like working with the chocolate. I'm trying to get the chocolate into.
I love chocolate.
Yeah, I love the super form. Especially when you have it in hypo and DG. I want to get the paint in the chocolate too. You don't see any of that, so I want to get super chocolate paints. Pretty much. At my incomplete, I want chocolate and everything, and in my recessive, I want paint.
Nice. So with the paint, like what draws you to the paint? Like I know Matt from Ebony, Ivory, Reptiles, he's super excited about the paint. He's really like working that into his projects this year. He's gonna be working it like for years and years to come. So talk about what excites you about the paint.
I love that the paint is really unpredictable. So when you see a visual paint, you might look at it like a very grainy animal. But when you add subtle genes like a yellow belly, a pastel, there's a lot of subtle genes, you really see a difference in how they explode. So it definitely has a lot going on where it makes things look different. It's not like a copy of, if you have clown and you put pastel, they'll all look the same. At least with paint, I feel like the variety of like a paint yellow belly or paint pastel, I feel like they all look different. I like that differentness. Like it makes everything look, it's like the uniqueness of how different that paint makes things look. You know, it's not like what you see every day. You know, we had parties and clowns around for years. You know, even though the paint's been around for years, but now it's really getting popularity again, becoming very popular. I just like the way you paint. You know, I think it's gonna be a big gene. You know, next few years.
Yeah, I think so too. I really like it a lot. I've seen some of the stuff that Matt's pointed out and whatnot, and I really like. Once he started working it, it was on my radar like a whole lot more. Yeah. And so like I started seeing combos and stuff like that. I really like the hypo paint stuff.
Hypo paint's really nice. I have a clutch over there at my table of a double head, yellow belly double head paint ultra males. 7 babies, all males. So I don't even have a female for that project. So I gotta rerun that project again this year to try to get some females to make.
So it's yellow belly, double head ultra
male. Yes, I want to go that route. But it's all males over there.
So with the ultra male, is paint the only route you're going, or are you working some other stuff as well?
I'm doing it with my dream school. So I got that paint, my yellow belly paint with my dream school. Got that going on. So I have triple heads for that. I'm plugging into lavender, so I want to get more lavender paints. I think it's really nice. I didn't want to really keep going with the ultra male and the paint, but I'm gonna have to because now I don't have a female, so I'm gonna rerun that project. I'm also having it with I want to get into G-Stripe. I want to see how it's going to look with genetic stripe. Okay. So I want to see what paint could do with that. If it could break the pattern off, we'll see what it could do. Yeah, so pretty much want to put the paint into everything recessive now. Kind of go that route.
Gotcha. And so with the ultra male, that's the only project you're working with ultra male, or are you working ultra male with some other ones?
No, I just had a clutch of a triple head ultra male clown pod. So I have a triple head for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I have that going on. I'm not too heavy with the ultra male. I do have adult females that I did the paint and I did the clown part too. So I have those babies. But now I have a blackhead ultra male confusion male at home.
Oh, nice.
I want to throw him to a couple of other stuff and just get that going too.
Yeah, confusion's a dope gene. It's one of my favorite incomplete dominant genes. I haven't had like a ton of luck like with the confusion stuff so far, but I am going to keep working it and keep pushing it.
Yeah, confusion it's so different. It changes the belly pattern, the side pattern.
You got a cameo.
It changes so much with the confusion. You know, it's like leopard but on steroids. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have you heard about the shatter gene?
Shatter, I have heard about it.
So I'm working with the shatter gene. I have a 1.2, the all 100% head clown. And that's a gene I would definitely, if you guys are watching, definitely look into. I think it's gonna be a really big hit.
So what does it do, like the shatter gene?
It's a granite
gene. Okay.
Yeah, so I have it with pastel and I have it with butter. And I have a.
You said butter or bongo?
Butter.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have shadow by itself. Looks incredible. I'll send you photos later.
Okay.
It looks incredible. I have a pastel butter shadow, and I have a shadow butter, and they look incredible. Like. It looks really, really neat, really, really cool, really different. I think it's gonna be it's a cheap gene right now because not many people working with it. But I think it's gonna be a big hit.
Nice, yeah, I definitely want to see that. Yeah. I like the granity type genes, like and right now I don't have anything.
Yeah, I would look into it. Yeah, it's like the cheaper version than a paint. So I would look into it. It's really cool.
Okay, nice, bro. Hey, it's been great chatting with you, man. I appreciate it. Definitely send me those pics, and we'll see you again before we get out of here today.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, brother. Yes, sir. That was Lenny from Demonic Reptiles. Hey, we're gonna take a real quick commercial break, then we'll be right back with Shane from Small Town Exotics. We're gonna take a real quick sponsor break.
Known for his innovative approach to genetic shed testing and top quality ball pythons, Grey Rider Reptiles also excels in exceptional customer service and responsiveness. With a quick turnaround time, Charlie ensures you get the service you want and need. Visit shedtesting.com to explore his offerings and experience the best in the business. Don't miss out. Head to shedtesting.com today and unlock the power of your breeding projects.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, we're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
Welcome back, everybody. We got the homie Shane from Small Town Exotics. What's good, bro?
How's it going?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. It's great to finally meet you in person.
Yes. It's been a long time we've been conversing and stuff. So
yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. So I was just talking with Steven. He was kind of giving us the rundown of like the Canada trip and stuff like that. Said you guys had a blast.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it, man. Their show's great. The people are great. Everyone's so welcoming. It's just a good experience. I think everyone should do it at least once.
Nice. What were like let's say, what were your top 3 favorite moments from the show or from the experience itself, from the whole trip?
Well, hanging out with Steven and like developing a further bond with him, of course, and going to like Will's facility, seeing that like up close and personal, having Mark Mandic like make lunch and developing a relationship with Mark Mandic. I've been a fan of his like for a long time, man. He's one of the OGs, and now he's like someone I could call and talk to on the phone. So, I mean, that's like stuff you can't like get without going to places, you know?
Absolutely, man. You can make so many connections in person
that
are harder to make online. Like it's
and then like me and Billy's had like a relationship for years and years and never got to meet up in person. So that was like a good one, just like getting to shake his hand and give him a hug and see his facility and stuff. So there's all those moments, man.
Absolutely.
It's hard to pick top 3, you know?
Gotcha. Let's talk a little bit about the belt, the championship belt.
Yeah, baby. So that was great too, you know. That was something like when I won 15 minutes of lame in 2020, I was like, where's the belt? And then so Chris finally got the belt. So I got to like take that on tour up to Canada and all that. And that was great, you know, and take pictures. And yeah, that was just fun. And then here at this show in Charlotte, AARPE,
yes,
I got to pass that on to Antoine, who was the 2021. So that was like a sentimental moment for me, you know?
Nice. You guys got pics or video?
Yeah, I got a video, and I'll edit it into YouTube or something somewhere too. So
nice. Yeah, that's super dope, bro.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Passing the torch, and then he'll pass it to Steven, and then on up to Paul, and then Paul will pass it on. I hope to see that belt being passed on for decades, you know?
Nice. So how's the show going for you?
A lot of great interactions and stuff. So sales are a little low, I ain't gonna lie, but I've developed a bunch of relationships with people around here. And this is a newer area, so a lot of people are like, I'm educating a lot of people. They have questions like, what's a ball python? What's a hognose? What's the difference? And doing all that. And they're taking my card and getting my Instagram. And so I'm totally happy, man. That's a good turnout. I like the setup. The staff here is great. Troy and Nick are very accommodating. And, you know, the after hours stuff too, like getting the vendors together and having the pizza on the first day. I mean, that's something I haven't experienced at other shows.
Yeah, that was a really cool idea. Like having the pizza on the first day kind of brings everybody together.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like pizza?
Yeah. I love pizza. Yeah. So no, I like that too. The community aspect that they're bringing to it, and then incorporating all the plants and everything.
That's
too.
really cool. Like you look right over there to the left and whatnot, and you see that guy. He's got like probably what 30 different species of plants or something roundabouts, and it just like it really looks cool and gives like a nice kind of like vibe and visual element to the show. And people are really excited about plants. Like I was talking to some of the plant vendors and plant people, and I don't know a whole lot about plants, and so when they're talking about like a bunch of these different plants, I don't necessarily know what plant they're talking about, but what I do know is passion. And I see that same passion that we have in the reptile community. So I'm like, hey, I know that passion when I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes me, I need to educate myself, at least in the basics, you know, because people are talking to me like, oh, what plants in them? I literally don't know. I need to know these answers if I'm going to win this show, you know, so I can at least point them in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the fact that they brought like these two worlds together. That's really cool. It's unique. It makes them stand out. Like, kudos to them.
Yeah. Big shout out to Troy and Nick, man. They're doing a great job.
So have you got a chance to hang out much? Or have you just been kind of chilling?
So I'm a one-man show, so I'm tethered to my booth. And then last night we went to Optimus Hall, and that was cool, man. It's like a food court without the mall. So yeah, I don't like to shop. I just like to eat. So that was good. So yeah, man, I'm still learning how to socialize at this point in my life, you know. So I'm still learning. So it was great though. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we didn't do too much last night. We just went and grabbed a bite to eat, and then we came home and watched a little bit of YouTube and called it a night.
Yeah. It gets, you know, you get wore out on the road. I know you've been doing a tour. I've been doing a tour. Sometimes you need to just go to the room and crash, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get that sleep, man.
I can hear it in my voice. I've been doing a lot of talking, you know.
Yeah, you definitely got to get that rest, man.
Yeah.
It's not like when I was in my 20s.
No.
Yeah. Like I remember we used to have a joke, because I used to be on the road a lot too, like when I was in restaurants, opening up like new stores and stuff. Right. And so like we would party hard, and like our motto was like, if you're gonna like hoop and holler with the owls, you got to be ready to soar with the eagles in the morning. I just don't hoop and holler with the owls anymore.
Right.
In the night, so I can soar with the eagles in the morning.
Yeah.
I ain't got it like I used to.
Yeah. No, I'm on that same level with you right now.
But it's definitely fun. Like I've been having a blast, man. I love coming to Charlotte anytime I get a chance to, and so it worked out perfectly for us. Big shout out to Jason for coming with us, helping out, man. It's been like keeping us all coordinated, so it's been like a whole great event, great time.
Yeah, and this is my first time ever like being in Charlotte. So where the hotel's at is like downtown, and a big shout out to Troy and Nick again. They got us a good like rate there and everything. So like I'm highly impressed with this. So I'm definitely coming back, and I'm in it to win it for here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to the next one. Yeah, we're not staying in the hotel, but we are about 10 minutes away from here. So not bad at all. Just like make a few right turns and boom, you're here.
Yeah. No, it's a great location and everything. There's the man right there, Troy.
So in terms of like what's been catching people's eye at your table, like what are people super stoked about?
So there's a lot of people that don't know anything about reptiles here, and everyone is pointing and asking questions about my calico combo, that like calico sugar looking thing that popped up. So that's reassuring to me that I'm on a good path with that. It's passing the grandma test, and a lot of people are interested in hognose. And like I said, it's a lot of education on this show. So to me, that's very encouraging. Like they're curious, they want to know more, they're asking questions, they're doing like a little bit of market research before they just buy an animal and decide they don't like it or something. So I'm all about that, you know, like what kind of enclosures do they take, and all the questions, like what's the behaviors of this species? Because I've been ball pythons and hognose, so I'm explaining the pros and cons to both and enclosure sizes and stuff. And that's, I don't get that at other shows, honestly. So I'm liking the Charlotte area.
Yeah, that's huge too. Like bringing new people in.
Yeah,
like that's huge. I mean, because they're the future of the hobby. They're the future of the industry. I was saying yesterday, like how I was like so stoked to see like all these kids running around, like having a good time, smiles on their faces. They're happy. They're getting excited about reptiles, and so that's the future of the industry.
Yeah. I'm passing out lots of stickers to kids and stuff, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and they're gonna remember that stuff for the rest of their life,
right?
Because especially like when it's like their first time interacting and kind of like seeing this kind of stuff, or it's like early in their reptile keeping, or early in their reptile experience. Like those are the kind of memories that kind of get solidified in their mind, and so they'll remember that for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all ambassadors. So, I mean, I'd carry that torch with pride, you know, give it a
Absolutely.
good experience, and then they'll keep coming back, hopefully.
Absolutely. So how's your season going?
My season is really late. So I did hognose the first half of the year, and then I don't start hatching ball pythons till October. So
Same here. Same here. I think my first clutch is due. Well, maybe it's like late September, like the last week of September is when my first clutch is due. So technically, basically October, and then everything else is like after that. And I'm, to be honest, bro, I'm still doing some pairings.
yeah, I'm still pairing heavily. Yeah. So my season always kind of straddles the new year, and it's like shifting more and more. So I think I'm technically just going to be a super early. Here in a couple years, I'll just be super early, you know, instead of now I consider myself like really late, but I don't know how to take it, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a number on a card, whatever.
Right. They're gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the same thing with me. Like I've historically been like late, but like now I'm even late for that. And so yeah, I'll have some 2025 stuff that's hatching like early. And so I mean, technically, I guess that could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't mind being on a different schedule than a majority of the people. It helps me and everything. So
Absolutely. I even had some girls that reabsorbed earlier in the year that are now building. There were a couple girls that were kind of like giving me visual signs that they were building. So I was like, might as well just throw the ultrasound to them, see what's going on. Building, ready to be paired.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's go.
yeah.
With it. Put a male in the tub. Let's go.
Yeah, that happened to me 1 year, and I tracked it with the ultrasound, and it took her 6 months to go down and then right back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a few more girls that I probably need to just put the ultrasound to just to be on the safe side and see where they're at, just so I know. And then if they're ready, hey, I'm ready. You're ready.
Yeah. That's all we can do, right?
Absolutely. So you headed out like today once you get done with the show?
Yeah, when the show ends, I'll pack up, and that's something that's good about the Charlotte show too. It's only a 4-hour drive to my house, so I'll be home tonight and unpacked, and then I'll be back to my normal job tomorrow.
Oh, that's not bad. 4 hours is not bad at all.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking it was a little bit longer than that, but yeah.
Yeah, 4 hours, so I should be home about 9 or 10 tonight, so that's good for me.
I mean, 4 hours is basically your backyard, especially when it comes to shows, and like to have a big show like this, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at this like this would be my home show, basically, since it's so close. Everything else has always been so far away, like a bigger show, but this is my backyard, like you said.
Remind me, do you breed any other North Carolina shows?
No, this is my first time. I've drove through the state or whatever, but this is my first time vending in this area.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so a totally new experience for you.
Yeah, totally different crowd, different vendors that I'm meeting. And then, like I said, just the Charlotte general public that are coming in. It's just a total different thing.
Yeah, and the city is really nice. I love like riding through, like looking at the cityscape. I see they're doing some more buildings, so they got some more like big, I guess skyscrapers like that they're putting up. So yeah, it's definitely growing, and it's still got kind of like that big city feel or that big city population look, but it still has like a small town feel.
Yeah, it does. It's a big city that's a small town. Yeah,
Exactly.
I noticed that because like the little skyscraper section, it's like a mini version of a big city. I'm like, oh, that's really cool, you know?
yeah. And so like I really like it. I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed like connecting with the people, seeing some cool animals. Like I saw the caiman yesterday and got the chance to take a picture with it. That was pretty cool. They got the kangaroos over there. Jason's trying to get me to hold a tarantula. I don't think I'm gonna hold a tarantula. I will go look at the tarantulas. I love tarantulas. I'm just not a tarantula holding kind of guy.
I'm right there with you. We have some tarantulas with my kids, and I don't hold them. I mean, I'll care for them, but I don't hold them.
Yeah, I'm all about the care. I'm all about viewing. I'm all about like all that good stuff. But I haven't graduated to the holding yet.
Yeah, me either. I'm right there with you on that one.
Cool, man. So it's been great chatting with you, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. As we walk around the show after this show, we'll definitely connect again, man.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome, man. Thank you, sir.
All right,
yes, sir. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna take a real quick break, and then after these messages, we'll be right back.
Join KINOVA's Patreon today and unlock hundreds of hours of exclusive educational content designed to help you run a successful ball python business. Learn directly from the world's leading ball python designer. Memberships are currently available up to the student tier, a tier that includes a 10% discount on all animals. If you missed Clutch Conversations episode 139, catch Justin speaking on the benefits and value of the Patreon so you can hear it directly from the man himself. Don't delay. Join the KINOVA Patreon today. Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life. In life, success doesn't come to you. You go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with wetter morphs.
What's up, everybody? What's up? We got Robin from Redline Shipping in the building. What's good, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Hey, great time last night at dinner.
It was a good time. It was a good time. The food was good.
It was.
I mean, it was a little bit hit and miss, but I mean, I like the oysters a lot. We did raw oysters, and by we I mean me, and not you. But yeah, we did some raw oysters, a bunch of different seafood, and you demolished your fish and chips.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good. And I'm telling you, I'm a fish and chips connoisseur.
Okay,
it was good stuff. Like, it was up there.
All right, yeah, I liked it. The company was really good. We had a lot of good conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Me and you had some good chit chat. Then I talked with your guy Jason. We shared some good stories, and you know, we had a really good conversation about kids. Even though I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and so we had some good conversation about life.
Absolutely.
Right, like processes and transitions from kids to teenagers to young adults, and I always find that fascinating. You know, I really enjoy watching people transition through life and take their next steps, the way they lay out their life, what their plans are going to be, what their ambitions are, what their dreams are. Or in the case of our conversation last night, a lot of it was about lack of dreams and ambitions. So that's always fascinating to me. And because I don't have any children myself, you know, I get to live vicariously through other folks. And learn about their challenges, and yeah, I find that stuff really fascinating. So yeah, we had really great conversation all over the place, talking about the industry some, but yeah, talking about life and family and yeah, dreams and ambitions. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm glad you guys came out.
Yeah, definitely glad we came out too, man. It was good hanging out, just really chopping it up, and like you said, man, variety of conversations, talking about like some different topics, but some industry talk as well too. And so it's definitely, I mean, you've been in this a long time.
Yeah,
and
over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years now. Yeah,
and you've touched like multiple areas of the industry, and so like you've got a ton of insight, and so there's a lot there to pick from and to learn from. So it was definitely a very valuable conversation for me.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I'm glad you guys could come out. It's been a good weekend here in Charlotte. I like this area a lot. This is the first show I've done.
Okay.
You know, in the area. But our warehouse that we use for Redline Shipping and for Redline Science products, all our packaging stuff, is just a bit over an hour away in High Point, North Carolina. So I'm out here, you know, 4 times a year at least. And so I've liked the area and being out here. To be able to spend time in Charlotte has been good. It's more culture and food than in High Point. High Point is mostly Biscuitville and Circle K. But yeah, like a lot of restaurants here in Charlotte, a lot of activity and choices. So yeah,
they probably at least got a Bojangles in High Point, right?
Yeah. There's a number of Bojangles. Yeah. I don't know that helps anything. But, yeah.
Yeah, man. So in talking with like other people just about you and stuff, like there's like a recurring theme, and that is like a vested interest in seeing other people succeed. So talk about your thought process there and kind of how you develop that thought process over time.
You know, that it is important to me. I want to see people be successful. I've had my own journey through the 30 plus years, and especially early on, made a lot of mistakes. You know, you learn by doing and learn by screwing shit up. And so I want to see other folks be successful in their journey. I certainly have a vested interest in the success of our industry and the success of hobbyists as well as small business folks. Right. So there's a hobby portion of our world, and there's an industry portion of our world. And because of my own businesses, I have interest in both of those sides. So, you know, currently my biggest focus is on Redline Shipping, right? Providing the shipping for live animals and for merchandise and dry goods and stuff like that. But I have the Reptile Report still. So it's on the informational side, you know, on Instagram and Facebook. And that's over 10 years now as well. And so the focus on that, for example, has always been to help shine a larger spotlight on small breeders and hobbyists to be able to get more eyeballs on what they're doing, the positive things that they're doing with animals they're working with and stuff that they're not able to get themselves, right? Because like on Facebook, our followers, we're well over 1 million followers on Facebook. Nice. And so when we put up a picture of a particular bearded dragon or chameleon or ball python, whatever it is, we're able to get more eyeballs on that photo and say, this is from, you know, XXX breeder. And that gets them more attention and spotlight and can help them move their own brand and their own production and their own success forward. And so that's long been a focus of what I've tried to do. And then, you know, on the shipping side, it's a business. That's great, but it's a service business. And so again, I'm successful by making other people successful, right? Like that's right. In my best interest that small breeders and small companies are successful and ship more animals and ship more product. That contributes to my success. And so, you know, that has really been a strong focus, especially over the last 15 years of what I'm trying to accomplish in the world. And I've found that I really enjoy making connections with folks. And whether it's, you know, hey, I meet you and what we have in common and I can work with you, that's great. But there's also a lot of value, I think, in saying, you know, like, this is what Mike's doing. You know what? I need to connect him with this guy over here or this woman over here that has really nothing to do with me, but it can help make you better or push you further along your path or push her further along her path by connecting with you. So I spend a lot of time and energy making connections with other folks, not just with me, but between them as well. As a matter of fact, before we sat down, I was just over talking to Josh Lundberg from Ball Python Shed. Yeah. And so really good dude. I like him a lot. He's a great entrepreneur. And we were talking about he's getting more into fish production.
Okay.
Selling tilapia, said peacock bass and koi. And so he's similar to ball pythons or reptile production. He's breeding those and then selling them online to other collectors. And in the case of tilapia, which I learned, he's selling them as food to people, right? Okay. They buy it and they raise it up and they eat it. Great. But there was a connection there for a piece of that business that he had not thought about. And while we're just sitting there, I was just kind of brainstorming, like a light bulb went off. I said, I need to connect you with this other guy, which I'm not going to tell you right now because it's under development.
Okay.
Specific to Josh. And I want him to get further down that road. But I said, you got to talk to that guy for this aspect of your business. I think there's something to be had there. I think you could, you know, you can increase the business, you can increase revenues, make it yourself more productive and more efficient. And yeah, together, it was literally just 15 minutes ago. And so that's what I really enjoyed doing, was connecting Josh with what we call Mr. X right now, in order to have them to have a conversation and improve what Josh is doing and make it more productive for him. I don't think there's a nickel in it for me. That's cool, because that's not what it's about for me, right? There's a business side, and I try and do good business and make that successful. But if there was a way I could find that Josh could be more successful by connecting with this other person that's going to offer a service to him, it's going to improve what his execution is doing. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And so, I apply that to a lot of stuff in my life. When I work at shows and I work the floor and chat folks up, I'm always looking to see what connections can be made. How can we make each other better? I read a platitude of sorts a while ago, and it says, you get what you need by giving other people what they need.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Put that energy out.
Yeah.
That energy is going to be reciprocated.
That's right. And on that same level, the opposite side, if you put out negative energy, that shit turns around and comes right back to you.
Absolutely.
But to put out positive energy. And again, I don't have to have a financial reward for my contribution to what you're doing or what that breeder is doing. That's not the key. I just want to see you be successful, and I want to see him be successful. I want to see her be successful, and that just has a reward in itself.
Absolutely.
Right? Seeing people being successful. But it doesn't always have to be a monetary return, because that positive energy goes out and almost every time, it circles around and comes back to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And part of the benefit of being around for, multiple decades now is you do get to see people's path and their evolution, and you get to see, Justin Kobylka, right? He was just a little kid when I first met him. Right. And, solid ball python guy, and, breeding animals, really into snakes and shit. See him at shows. That's great. And then over the years, he's like the king of ball pythons now. He's running a giant operation, producing, world-class, state-of-the-art stuff. That's fantastic. We're here at the Charlotte show. One of the promoters, Nick Sloan. Yeah, I knew Nick when he was a young teenager, like 13, 14 years old, and starting to be in ball pythons. And we traveled on a journey together. He's from the Denver area like me, so we were local together. So I had a lot of interactions with him, and to see his path and evolution, and see him partnering up with Troy and promoting shows. I love that progress, because 2 years ago I would have never anticipated he was going to become a show promoter. But he's doing a great job. The shows that he's doing, the Denver show has been fantastic, off the charts. So, to do Charlotte show, and then next up is Kansas City show. I'd love to see the progress and evolution that people, take in that path. That's great. Josh Frogs, same thing. I love Josh. Fantastic dude. One of the best and brightest minds in our whole business. He started out, he was breeding frogs in his bedroom and having a table at shows with, handful of dart frogs. And now 20 years on, he runs an entire empire, 100 plus staffers. He's doing $20 million plus a year in sales. Wow. Like, I love, and I don't get a nickel from anything Josh does, but I love to be involved in some part in that journey, and I talk to Josh all the time. We talk about business, we talk about industry, we talk about strategies, some difficulties, I'm trying to deal with this problem or that problem. This is how I'm going to address it. We talk about, tips and tricks and how we can do things. And sometimes we talk about staffing or challenges. So I have a lot of interaction with him. But to be able to ride that wave and that path with people over the long term has been really cool. I really enjoyed doing that. And, again, I asked you last night, like, where are you at in 3 years? What are the goals for your media push, whether it's podcast or production, what platforms it's going to be on? Like, I'm really interested. Like, where does Mike want to get to? Where do you want to go? And how are you going to get there? And then for me, I take that in and I think, how can I best support that journey? right? And frankly, if you were a dickhead, I wouldn't support it that much. I would look for somebody else to support. But, you know, I think you do a great job. And so, yeah, I have a vested interest in seeing what can I do to support you on your path and your journey, and whatever little thing I can contribute, I'm down for that.
I appreciate that.
You know, I'm down for that. I want to see you be successful as well. And so, yeah, there's a lot of fulfillment in that. And I think that's important. It doesn't always have to be about a fucking dollar.
Absolutely.
You know, there's more value in supporting each other, and there's more value in making connections. And so, yeah, I've really embraced that, especially in the last 10 years. You know, back in the 90s, the focus was just breeding animals.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did, you know, producing. We did all kinds of different species, lizards and geckos and snakes, pythons, boas, colubrids, all that stuff. And it was a different culture back then in the reptile world. It was much more cutthroat.
Yeah, I've heard some stories.
It wasn't nearly as cooperative and friendly as it was today. You know, I'm good friends with Mike Wilbanks now, and he, you know, produces, you know, state-of-the-art ball pythons and thousands of them. But back then, you were more paranoid, like, you know, shit, what is Mike going to produce this year? How is he going to, you know, is he going to be ahead of me as far as, you know, the combos and genetics? What am I going to have to do? What am I going to have to buy to try and keep up? And again, we didn't share info as readily, especially like on the breeding side. You just kind of learned it mostly by screwing it up and finding how it worked most efficiently. But it just wasn't as fun and fulfilling back then. But yeah, as the industry matured and as we matured as men, and, you know, we're not 21 and more cutthroat and competitive, right? You know, if you get to be 40 years old, 50 years old, you can understand the more value in those relationships. And yeah, so now I see breeders all working closer together, more cooperatively supporting each other. It's a much more friendly environment than it was in 1997 or 98. But yeah, so in the last 10 years, I've really embraced that part of the journey. And yeah, the fulfillment aspect is really solid. I really enjoy that part.
Nice. Yeah, man. And talking with folks, it, like I said, it's a recurring theme, and they just really appreciate how much love and support that you're showing, not only for them, but just for the reptile industry in general. Stephen was talking about kind of how you helped make the Redline road trip a thing, and then how that downstream turned into an even more successful show for the CRBE, because it attracted like that much more attention. And so the folks at the Canada show were super grateful, super thankful that everyone came through, and like there were more eyes, not only from Canada but also from America as well. And so it just kind of like, it's a compounding effect, and like this positivity just snowballs.
Yeah, and that promotion in particular, Redline Road Trip, turned out to be so great.
It did,
and it was you know, it was headed by Steven and Shane, right? And they both did a great job. Their enthusiasm was fantastic. Their creativity was fantastic. But yeah, the feedback coming from the Canada side was, frankly, that was not anticipated, right? You're just kind of doing your own thing, doing your own promotion. Cool. You know, we're having fun, make shirts, some signs, some stickers. But then to get up and have other folks embrace it, right? And on the Canada side, and give you feedback about how much they like the idea and the attention it brought to the show up there. And now all of a sudden you got a bunch more Americans going up to the show because they want to participate in it as well. And then I heard back from Marcus Jane after the show, and he was like, "Man, we had such a great time, and you know, appreciate your support, and you know, it's great to have those guys up there." And yeah, that was awesome. I'm over the moon about how well they did with that promo. It was a great idea, and they executed it just so well. To a lesser extent, I mean, you know, Chris Eaton doing the B Squad Redline Road Trip, you know, they also did some stuff. You know, he got to go too, which of course is just a running gag. But that added like a whole different angle to it,
right?
Which is right up Chris Eaton's alley because he's ridiculous, right? He's a cynical, cranky old dude. And so, yeah, when he called and he was like, we should do like a B Squad version of it. I thought, well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And you're perfect for it. So we'll treat you like the redheaded stepchild. And you can also go, but yeah, you won't have a fancy car, not gonna have fancy signage, and you can steal some of their shit when they're not looking. Yeah, it was perfect. I loved it. And I think it's gonna be a recurring theme. So I'm excited about it. And yeah, I couldn't be more grateful for Steven and Shane they just killed it. That was awesome.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Great job.
That interaction between like Steven and Shane and the B Squad, that was hilarious.
It was it's terrific. Love it. Love it.
So earlier you mentioned kind of making some mistakes along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a story about like one of the mistakes you made that you can remember off the top of your head, and then also kind of what you really learned from that and how you kind of like modified things going forward.
I mean, there's a lot of them. Like on the breeding side, let's talk about functional breeding mistakes.
Okay.
Starting in the 1990s, this is really when the industry was just getting underway. Now, of course, you get old time legends, Tom Crutchfield and Bob Applegate and Dave Barker. They've been breeding and keeping reptiles since the 50s and the 60s, well before my time.
Mm-hmm.
But our industry really started getting fired up in the early 90s. Mark Bell was a pioneer in the late 80s, early 90s, when he started essentially putting animals in a van and driving them around Michigan, selling to pet stores, and then start importing animals. So those guys were really foundational in the establishment of the industry. But there was no internet at the time. And even in mid 90s, once the internet came on, it wasn't mature. And so there wasn't as much of an exchange of information and ideas about you're breeding this particular species. How do you do it? What's the key? And so again, we were just clunking through it. So like today, breeding ball pythons is pretty simple and pretty straightforward because we really understand it. Back then, man, I didn't know shit about it. I would put a male ball python with a female and leave it together in the cage for 4 months and hope that it worked. One male, one female. That was a mistake. But it's just ignorance. Like, you just don't know, right? But there wasn't anybody else to coach us up on how to do it, right? You couldn't just even email or there was no Facebook, certainly. You just couldn't exchange ideas very easily. So you just kind of had to learn it by yourself. And man, we were not very good at it. And you made a lot of mistakes that way. You wasted a lot of time. Later on in my career, in the late 2000s, I could breed one male to 7 females in the course of 10 or 11 days. It didn't take 4 months and just hoping for the best. So like functionally, those kind of mistakes cost us lots of time and lots of money and made it very difficult to be successful. Like business mistakes, you got to learn those too. I was always challenged on the staff side.
Mm-hmm.
It's always great staffing is the key to success.
Absolutely.
Having a great team.
Absolutely.
But finding great staffers is always a challenge. Right. And I found that very challenging over the years. I've had a lot of really terrific staffers over the years, from reptile breeding to reptile report to ship your reptiles to Redline Shipping. I've had a lot of great folks. I've had some not so great folks. One of the things I had to learn was how to deal with the not so great folks. You got to fire some people sometimes. I hate that. My least favorite thing. I hate to disappoint people. Even if you suck, even if you're terrible at the job, I really don't like the consequences of that and dealing with that part. Now, some people get themselves fired. They quit. I mean, I used to get, being in Colorado, I used to get calls 2 hours after the shift starts, and essentially the young folks and kids would be like, "Oh, we decided to go snowboarding today. We're not coming in." It's like, Okay. All right. I'm not. And funny thing is, I didn't fire him. It just was like, oh, okay, I guess you're not coming in. I'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, so over the years, I hated firing people.
Mm-hmm.
And then once my partner at the time came on full time to the job, I was like, you know what? I'm done firing people. You can fire people from now on. I'm over that. I don't like doing it. That's one of the hardest struggles in the business was letting people go. So I was like, from now on, you're doing it. But dealing with staffing issues, there's certainly been lots of challenges there. I went to Super Zoo, which is the big pet industry show in Vegas.
Okay.
Every year. It's dogs, cats, birds.
Okay.
Not just reptiles. And they had some seminars, and I took a seminar from Dave from Dave's Pets, which is a small chain of stores, but very successful. And Dave was there, and one of the most valuable takeaways I had, he was up there and he was talking, and he was like, to a group of like 40 of us, which are all like pet store owners. I was the only like reptile breeder there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, how many people here back at your facility or your store, you have staffer that you need to fire? And almost everybody's like, yeah. And he said, go home tomorrow and fire him. Quit delaying. The more you put it off, the harder it's going to be. It's not mean. It's not cruel. It just is what it is. Some staffers aren't good for your success, and they're not helping you move forward. And sometimes they're dicking around. Sometimes they're stealing from you, whatever it is. But he's like, if you have somebody you need to fire, you just got to go do it. I know it sucks, hurts, but just go do it because it's not going to get any easier. And you can't replace that person until you get rid of that person.
Right.
Right. You can't find a new staffer that's going to move you forward and somebody who will be better for you unless you go ahead and take care of that. And I mean, it didn't help make it easier to fire somebody, but it gave me perspective of like, hey, you want to be a real business? You want to just bullshit around, or do you want to be a real businessman?
Yeah.
You want to have a real business? You can't let other people impede your success. Doesn't mean you got to be ruthless, but you want to surround yourself with the best team you can. And some folks you can bring along, you can coach them up and make them better, and they can develop into superstars. Other folks you can't. And so his point was, deal with the hard stuff now. Don't fuck around. Don't delay. Don't procrastinate. I'm a world champion procrastinating. But yeah, he's like, don't procrastinate. Like, get after it. You're stopping yourself from being successful. So, you have to be able to deal with the harder stuff and the negative stuff, as well as the positive stuff, if you want to move your business forward and be successful. And scale-wise, I've had, 3 staffers at sometimes. I've had 9 staffers sometimes. But like Josh's Frogs, at one point he was up to 130 staff. And so, almost every week you could be hiring and firing somebody. Absolutely. And so the more you move along, the more you grow, the more successful you are. It's just, these negative things you have to deal with. And Josh is not going to be successful if he plays the game and he's always procrastinating, like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. Now you got to. And so that kind of a lesson was crucial to me to better understand, like, it's, there's an emotional aspect, there's a relationship aspect between you and your team, but there's also a professional aspect. And if you want to be a real business, you got to operate on real business level.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and sometimes the choices are hard, but that's why we do what we do. That's why you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
There's success that comes with it. There's a lot of achievement. There's the fulfillment part. Great. But there's also the hard stuff that comes with it too. If you're not able to deal with the hard stuff, then you're gonna impede your own success.
Absolutely. Yeah. Bro, it's been great. This has been an amazing interview. Definitely appreciate you sliding through.
Yeah.
We're neighbors, so we'll be talking a lot more.
Yep, absolutely. And next up, Animal Con.
Yeah. Cannot wait for Animal Con.
I'm super excited to have you out there.
6.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And then Tinley after that.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we'll spend some good time at Tinley. The whole fall season of shows is underway now.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot to do. You're going to be super busy. But again, I'm real excited for what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
I support it 1,000%. Anything I can do to make it easier for you, I'm down for. Anything I can do to help make it better for you, I'm down for. If I can contribute something that can make you 1% better, I'm down for it. I'll do it. You know, I love supporting great people doing great work. That's what it is. So
I appreciate that, brother.
I'm excited we can work together, and I'm excited about your future.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, sir.
All right, take care, man.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend.
All right, you too.
All right.
You too. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Robin from Redline Shipping. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Really appreciate it. Up next, we have Troy and Nick, or do we just have Nick? We got both. We got both Troy and Nick from the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo coming to tell us a little bit about their thoughts on the show. Actually, we're going to give a quick commercial break, give them time to wrap up a quick conversation, then we'll be right back.
Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life. In life, success doesn't come to you. You go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with wetter morphs.
I don't want to see either. They can move back.
There we go. Hey guys, we getting our seating situation straight. I'm gonna just be off camera a little bit. Nobody want to see Mike anyway. They're tired of seeing Mike. What's up, guys? Yeah.
Okay.
We got you too.
Do you want me to move this forward or anything? Do you think it sounds good?
Yeah, you can scoot towards it.
You want me to pull it my way? Yeah, you scoot towards it. Okay.
There you go.
Is that good?
Yeah. So how's it going, guys?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm pretty sure the last podcast I was on with you last weekend was a lot like this. It was me, Courtney, and you.
Yeah.
Right? We put Courtney in the middle. And, I'm just like on the edge. So, yeah.
Oh, Courtney's prettier than me.
True. Mm-hmm.
This is true. So, how's the show been going for you guys?
It's good.
You guys tired?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No faking there. It's good. It's a lot more people through the door and a lot more vendors. So
I'm just eating candy.
Yeah, he's just eating. He's not trying to. This is just usually what he's doing. So it's a lot more coordination. It's a lot more like figuring out a lot of the different intricacies, like vendor squabbles and kids throw up in the aisle. All that
in
kind
the
of
aisle?
stuff.
Yeah. A kid threw up in the aisle. Wow.
It happened in Denver and it happened here, and it didn't happen in Denver April. So that was a first.
Yeah.
I guess is that
I
a
think
show theme?
it might be. Yeah, one kid. Yeah.
Which is funny because I think most promoters would probably just be like, "Not my problem."
Yeah.
Staff can take care of it later, and we're like, "Don't step in
that." Yeah.
So.
I think it's different too. Like, Nick and I doing the Colorado show the last two shows. I don't want this to sound negative. Does the birds come up? Like, you get bird noise all day on this thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting sidetracked. This is gonna be horrible for me. I have a bunch of squirrel moments. Yeah. And so, anyways, I was gonna say, like, I think and this isn't a negative. I think that Denver vendors are conditioned to a different protocol or something versus what we have on the East Coast. And I think a lot of that comes from other shows that they've done. And so, like, they're like, oh, wait a minute, your hours are this, or this is your procedure. But then there's things they love about it, right? Like, they got to pull in the building and set up. And so I think it's an education thing, right? I think in any industry, you educate your client. These are our clients. And so I think we just have to educate them to a different standard somewhat and what to expect. And I think it just gets smoother every time.
Yeah. I think it's a bigger learning experience here.
Okay.
Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hours wise, like you mentioned, the hours are different. Like, how do they typically run their shows in that area?
We decided to go through some vendor talk. We thought we would try. They wanted to go longer. And to be honest, a couple of them wanted to go longer even yet. But instead of doing 5 o'clock on Saturday and 4 on Sunday, we did 6 and 5. I know that one shows not a lot of data, but like I would say from, the vendor feedback and stuff, and obviously the door itself, I don't know if we necessarily need to stay open till 6 or 5.
Yeah.
I'm sure at some point that would be great, right? It would be crazy busy, but it might be it's the unicorn, right? Like it might only happen one time.
Well,
so
the VIPs is more of what accomplishes that one. Like a 4 to 7 p.m. for a VIP makes a lot more sense. We open 6 o'clock on a Saturday. It's just a long.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah. So we just took some vendor ideas and they're like, oh, go later, go to 6 p.m. And then, we were like, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a learning curve. Like,
What's been the biggest challenge? Because you guys are right now like in 3 cities, 2 shows a year, 3 different cities. And I think I remember hearing y'all on Reptile Talk saying y'all wanted to add 2 more. So what's been kind of like the biggest challenges of juggling all that, especially in multiple cities that aren't necessarily close in proximity?
I would say the biggest thing is the venue gamble. They can sell you, right? And you're like, oh, this is great. And it may not be great. So you do take a chance on a working relationship that you don't really know how it's going to go until showtime. And so I think that's a big thing. It is I think harder, our Kansas City show I'm 3 hours from, so I can be there to do whatever Nick and I need done. Nick's in Denver or right outside of Denver or Castle Rock. And so again, Nick's there to get done whatever we need done. So I think the other challenge is that Charlotte, neither one of us are here. So it's trips out, it's flying out, it's driving out, it's finding somebody to help us be kind of a point of contact. So I think those are a couple challenges that come off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, and what makes it, I guess, even harder with Charlotte is like we had originally booked a different hall in this complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's too small, and it's really not where we would want to have a show. Like these pillars that are in here, 10 times worse than there, and it's 40,000 square feet. So we were like, okay, I didn't really get to see this one when I toured that one. And so we got back and we were like, all right, we got to do this, right? We got to do this big hall. And so we didn't get to see some of the things that we usually would. In Castle Rock, we went down and we measured out where tables go and all that kind of stuff. So the coordination is the hardest part, and you can't get there fast.
Gotcha.
3.5 hour flight for me, and this guy likes to drive, so
17 hours.
17-hour drive. So like that's like the hardest part of like coordinating this stuff, especially for us to decide on a new location when we're doing shows, when we're talking to vendors, and when Troy sends a lot more shows outside of state as well. So like we're always doing something else. So finding a new weekend to go to a new place and tour and do everything is like that's the hard part.
Time is a challenge.
Yeah.
Nick has a full-time owns a window company. Lisa and I still have our photography studio. We've shut down our physical location. We still shoot on location, and you're juggling. Nick juggles the same things I'm juggling. It's a quote unquote job, family, running snakes and things like that. We also have rats. So it's a lot, right? Like there's not enough time in the day. And so I think if anything, I'm learning anything is I'm trying to learn time management. And that's been a struggle my entire life. But, it's even just a little bit, I feel like it gets better, feels great. But I'm really looking forward to like nailing the time management.
Yeah, time management, it can definitely be a struggle too. Especially like when you're doing something that you hadn't done before. And so there's that learning curve. So you're naturally kind of a little less efficient at it. And I always tell myself, hey, I'm going to get stabilized and get my sea legs about myself, and then I'll have some extra time. But inevitably, once I kind of get to that stabilization period, then I put something new in there and like take that up and start that process all over again. It's just kind of like how I am personally.
Yeah. For an off-track with Troy moment, if anybody wants to see me, Patrick Swayze roundhouse kick this bird in the face, like 47 like yeses in the comments, and I'm going over. So holy
yeah. So
crazy.
next time it's gonna go in the back of the building.
Yeah, I love birds too. So don't get me wrong, we have an African gray at home, but like that would, I mean, I don't think I've heard it like that. So it's got something's over there pissing that bird off.
I've been there like that the whole time, and Mike's like, no.
Yeah, you probably heard it the whole time.
Yeah, I hear it, but it's kind of like white noise at this point.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, the definitely time.
It's part of the ambiance. Sorry.
No, the time is like the big one, figuring out, and I can't speak for Troy on his time management, but mine's like we also have a very Troy likes to sleep in a little more than I do. So I'm up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I get done? And then Troy's asleep.
I feel like we both wake up to text messages from a different time period, right? Nick's writing them in the morning, and I wake up at 10 or noon or whatever, and then I'm writing them at 2 in the morning, and Nick's getting them at 5 a.m. So, yeah, our we're not synced.
No. Well, the perfect example is last night we all get back to the Airbnb, and Troy's like, "I'm gonna go to the hotel."
He's like, "I'm going to bed. You should go to bed." And I'm like, "Nope." Yeah. Yeah, and I always get my second wind kind of late in the night.
Okay.
And so that's not great. I have got better. Lisa and I are actually, it's funny because Lisa and I have both, we've been 10 to noon is like our wake up window. Okay. And lately it's been like 7 to 9, and it's been weird. It's like a weird adjustment.
He doesn't know what that time of day looks like.
What do we do during this time?
Yeah, I'm like, and so, yeah, which has been great because I feel like I've got more done, but I now my body, I'm tired. I want to take a nap. And I'm like, I can't, I got shit to do. And so it's been tough. I don't know. Nick does it. But he's also younger than me. Let's just make that very clear. Nick is like a whole decade younger than I am. So, yeah.
A whole decade younger.
Yeah.
So the other two cities, have you guys kind of decided on that, or still kind of batting that back and forth?
It's a work in progress.
There's a lot of moving parts to those
is.
decisions, right? We said this from the beginning. We're not coming in. He's going to kill a bird.
I'm going to kill a bird.
We aren't coming in to just like stomp on anybody. We don't want to. We don't want to overlap with people, and like that's hard because we already have an overlap in 2 locations. Well,
and sometimes it's try to avoid it, and you're like, I made a Google Calendar, and I try to put everybody's dates, right? So cold-blooded expos and Repticons, and we are actively trying to not be those people that are stepping on toes. And then you're like, yep, we're all good. These dates are open. They're on 2 weeks ahead. And they're 2 weeks behind. They're a month. And then you do it. And then you get a message like, hey, our show is like 2 hours from you. And I'm like, oh my, how did we miss one? Yeah. And so we try to avoid that. And so I think the other part of finding a new location, there's definitely a handful that we're looking at. That's a part of it, right? The whole venue is a part of it, making sure it's the right timing. That's people. I think a lot of people think that you just call a venue. So many venues, great venues, are booked out years in advance. Yeah. And while some of them have open dates and things like that, they're not great. So to be honest, I think our Kansas City date for December is more of a trying to get our foot in the door with them.
Yeah.
And so we signed contracts for 2025 as well. Even those dates are a little bit further out from what we and Nick, I think, want. And so it's like, hey, if you guys do well with us in December and you do well with us in 2025, we'll offer you better dates. So you it's kind of you're building a relationship with these venues, and it takes a little time. I truly feel like 2026 is where I think where Nick and I and All American as a whole probably really finds its groove. We'll have done some shows. We'll get our foot in the door of some of these venues. We can start to really handpick some dates that will hopefully be set in stone, right? Like Tenley, you always know it's the second or third weekend or whatever, October, right? And so I feel like we're getting to that. Denver, I feel like we're set.
Denver moved a month.
Yeah, so
which I'd rather these dates that we keep in Denver for sure.
Yeah, so I think we can roll with that, and that's how they seem. Like they're like, this can be your date, and so it'd be nice to just know that for here on out, you're the 21st weekend, right? And so it just kind of falls where it falls, and
that's the hardest part. Is like we do have ideas for 2 new locations.
Gotcha.
That would be our max. Like I think 5 shows, and
5 spring, 5
making
fall.
Sure that each location really works as well. Like we don't want to return to a location that people are like, it just didn't work for me. It wasn't great. Like it didn't work for us. Like we're not in this to just like become. Trust me, they're not going to become millionaires doing this, but to become millionaires, we're in this because we want to grow the industry as well.
Absolutely.
And so if we come into an area and they're like, oh, it didn't work, it's not a good idea. And I'm like, okay. we readjust. So we're looking at 2 new areas. Nashville is sort of on our radar.
Mhm.
We want to
Okay.
make sure that it would work well.
Okay.
We like a West Coast somewhere, but the stepping on toes is a lot harder out there because there isn't a lot, and it would be we would be stepping on toes.
Hey.
Troy is very squirrel. He can't do anything.
I can't focus.
Like
Bro.
Yeah, you got this guy on next.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Way to follow us up with Josh. It's like weird sandwich bread. You had Robin first, and now Josh.
All the heavy hitters like lined up back to back to back. There we go.
Heavy hitter.
You know, I said this to you in Atlanta, man. Like, I love this, right? Like, I love that you take the time out to come do these, and I think it's fun. We talked about people at home that have the FOMO and can't make it to these things, and you provide an opportunity for them to see and hear from vendors, and I think it's pretty neat. So,
we're having a lot of fun doing it, and we definitely appreciate the hospitality. Appreciate y'all having us out, man. It's been great. I've enjoyed it. I love Charlotte. So I don't know if I've ever asked this question because, like, I'm a huge fan of the city of Charlotte. So how did y'all land on Charlotte being one of the locations?
I feel like it's more of a fell in our lap. Originally, we talked about Atlanta, and at Tinley, we talked to Bob, and Bob was like, hey, I'm looking at doing a show too. And I think Nick and I want to work well with other people. Bob's a friend, and so it's his backyard. And so I feel like, hey, we were like, you do Atlanta and we'll figure it out. And Charlotte had already been mentioned to us, I think, multiple times. And I think as we started to look, it just felt like Charlotte, or Raleigh or whatever. And so that's the story I feel like it was, right? I feel like it kind of fell in our lap after Bob, wanted to do Atlanta.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I flew out to Tinley in March, right before our Denver show, because we were like, we focus on diversity. We want different species vendors here, and so we were out there, and I was talking to those vendors. I was like, hey, would you come to Denver, blah blah blah, and they're like, if you come out to the East Coast, like South Carolina, North Carolina. And I was like, okay, Charlotte's a good city. Like, Charlotte's got a dense population. There's a lot of people in Charlotte. There's a lot of people in North Carolina itself. Right. So that was a lot of it. A lot of people walked to me and like, oh, you should come here. That'd be a good idea. So we it just sort of happened.
Great choice.
Yeah, it's been great. The food's great. The people have been great. Our Airbnb is really great. I've had a lot of compliments on the hotel. So yeah, I pick food first, right? So when Nick's like, sure, yeah, look at me.
I was talking about eating the cookie earlier.
Yeah. I'm over here just shoving my face with food all the time. So I was pretty excited about Charlotte. I had a photography convention here, over 10 years ago, and it was at the convention center. And I just remembered how much we all really enjoyed the food.
Okay.
And so,
that's what we thought. Like, it seemed like a good destination.
Yeah.
Like, if we could build a destination show that people want to go to, like a big show. Because Denver, we would love to do that, but we just.
I wish we had this space in Denver.
How many square feet is this?
104,000.
Yeah.
104,000?
Yeah.
It's nice size venue.
I think our Denver is just over 30,000.
Okay,
so it's, and we pack, 92-ish vendors, 92, 95 kind of floats into that space. And so, we have space here to grow. I think we have around 150 vendors right now. But I mean, here you have 10-foot and 12-foot and 13-foot aisles. And at Denver, we keep right about 9 foot, maybe.
Yeah, we're measuring it out. We're like,
oh boy. And so
the fire marshal's gonna be mad this time.
Yeah.
The fire department there is a lot harder. This one came in and was
he was he was pretty good. So that's probably another challenge is you don't know. You send them this map and they're like, yeah, you'll be fine. We'll stop in. And then it's like, change this, fix that, move this, move that. And you're like, oh man, I'm not prepared for this.
We had to move a lot.
So
in here when we
yeah
came.
Yeah, that stuff I would have never even thought about. Like, you don't think about this stuff ahead of time.
No, when you're vending, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
I've showed up to a show and you're just like, hey,
where's my
table.
spot? Yeah. So
now we have to think about it.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, guys, this has been great. Man.
Hey, no, man. Thank you, buddy.
Yes,
As always.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all.
Hey, thank you. Little shout out to his sponsor, Shed Testing, Charlie. He's a sponsor of ours as well. So appreciate you. I know Mike does as well. So
absolutely.
I think there's another one as well.
Okay.
We call him Redline Robin over there. Yeah, he's our big sponsor, and so we gotta shout him out, not just because of that, but he's our friend too. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Awesome. I'm gonna get out of the way so you can have Josh.
Great chat with you guys.
Yeah.
You too. Thanks, Mike.
Are you gonna ask Josh about fish? Don't even talk about snakes, dude. Just ask him about koi.
Oh,
yeah.
tell him
I
about
definitely
the koi
want
thing
to.
too. The whole koi. Just ask him about koi the whole time. Take this one out of the way for you.
I appreciate that.
Get in there.
Reframe the shot a little bit. We got Josh from Ball Python Shed in just a few seconds. Appreciate you. What's good, bro?
What's up, bro?
How's it going?
Doing
Good.
All right.
I know it's the Leviathan, and that's what Ball Python Shed had.
Yes.
Rocking the Lakers colors, though.
Yeah, I know. Kind of trying to keep it going today.
How's it going? How's it going?
It is. It's good. The crowd is definitely here. But it's been a little soft on me for sales today at this or this weekend at this show. But other than that, I mean, the crowd's here now, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. I was definitely stoked with seeing people like kind of still piling in today. So that's a good time for the show.
Yeah, and a lot of kids today. It seemed like a lot more than yesterday.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about like these shows. And I noticed it yesterday. I noticed it last weekend in Atlanta. Like just the sheer number of kids, and that's great for like the future of the industry, the future of the hobby.
Yeah, no doubt. Atlanta is usually packed with the kids. That's really good.
So in terms of things at your table that's really kind of been drawing attention, what would you say are some like the top things? I know what I saw yesterday.
So I have made a few clown combos this year that have really set off some interesting topics with people. With the redhead clown, I did the banana redhead clown, and it's got the lace and yellow belly in it. And it, for a banana clown, it's an amazing animal. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, move forward with it. I know a lot of people, have their little thing about banana clowns, but like me and you talked yesterday, if you walk around the tables and you actually look at some of the ones that are on the tables, they're the nicest clowns in the building.
Yeah, absolutely.
Legit. So I'm just, I'm not going to like get crazy with it, but I definitely want to have more of that in my collection.
Yeah, and I like the way that one looks. I think, because I was telling Jason about it on the way home yesterday, or on the way to the Airbnb, was kind of like, it looks like little white like sprinkles on his back. It's like a powdered
frosted or something. Yeah. And I think that's the lace coming through, maybe some of that lacing or something, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's got a good look.
That's really nice. I should have got a picture yesterday, so I'll probably have to double back and make sure I get a picture. That's cool. Like I was super excited, and I agree. Like I know sometimes people say, "Oh, the banana clowns," but like I agree. So two of my favorite snakes that I've seen have both been banana clown combos.
Yeah. Corey DeLong actually has one.
Yeah,
the Cypress and Hurricane. It is
that's
amazing. Yeah. And I know he has the non-banana clown versions there, and they look really, really, really nice too. But I think there's something to it for sure.
Yeah, definitely an interesting color palette, and still some legs in that project, I would say.
Yeah,
it's just finding those things that really work, those genes, and you can kind of like revive them and revitalize them when people start getting excited about it again.
Yeah, because I actually think like in the clown pied project, the banana clown pieds are more beautiful to me.
Yeah.
So if you can get these combos into it, I think we have something there to look forward to. And then I did have that other redhead. It's like a redhead spot nose leopard, black pastel yellow belly clown. That is one that a lot of people come by every show and look at. I don't have a name for it or anything. It's just a really unique, really powerful, crazy patterned animal.
Yeah, I think I was sent a picture of that yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Yesterday evening, they were saying that was one of the cool animals on the table
as
well.
I get a lot of people come by and take a picture.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that one out too.
It's humbling, you know what I mean? I'm just out here making some snakes, and they are pretty. But yeah, it's fun when everybody wants to come check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of why we do it. Like, we want people to see it, man.
Yeah,
because we're proud of it. We want other people to be
Yes.
stoked and excited about it as well.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, how have you enjoyed like hanging out in Charlotte, kind of doing y'all's thing?
It's been good. The guys went and did the herping trip the last couple nights. I kind of hung back. My son has been coming to me the last couple shows, so you know, and I've been doing this for years with these guys, so I kind of let my son go hang out with the boys last night and kind of do the thing and yeah, do some bonding. But other than that, yeah, I like the vibe out here. I like the facility. I mean, it's nice and big. You know, it's nice and spread out. The aisles are great. I mean, these guys did a good job laying this out.
Absolutely.
And the crowd is here. I just, you know, for the ball python, I think there's a few people that are doing well. But, you know, right now, I think a lot of guys we're trying to finish up the year and we're trying to get these shows. And a few of these new shows did kind of come on a little bit later in the year. And so maybe just like tucking a few of them a little close to each other doesn't like hurt the market, because you can obviously see the people are here, but it may just kind of make some sales light at times. Yeah. But, you know, we get a little gap here. Tinley's coming up. It's the big thing. And I actually feel like that's going to be a big reset, because it's going to give everybody the opportunity that hasn't been to a show in the last 6 months. It's probably going to get there and maybe see something that they really want.
Yeah, and I know there are going to be some really nice reveals at Tinley.
Yeah,
get a lot of folks excited.
I agree.
So
yeah, I've actually got a puzzle. I'm big in the puzzle thing, and that's one of my exciting projects I have. But I made a chocolate calico puzzle. I haven't showed it to anybody yet, but it's a really high expression calico. It's probably one of the top 2 to 3 animals I've ever made as far as like puzzle and stuff. It's super, super awesome. So I'm not gonna like show it to anybody until we get to Tinley, and then I'm gonna at least show that one there, because it's not many people do the calico, even in clowns, and then have the chocolate and calico together. It's wild. So you guys will definitely get to see a cool one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I bet you, like what I'm seeing in my head, there's probably like some good layering going on.
It's so flamey, and the black highlights that come up in it and meet with the chocolate. You guys, yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Love it.
And you are bringing it to Tinley as well?
Yes, I'm bringing it to Tinley.
Nice, nice. Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing that one for sure.
Yeah, and it is het DG. I made it part of my DG, you know, puzzle project. So I don't know if I'll end up keeping it or selling it, you know, because I do have some other things, but we'll see how it goes.
Nice, nice. Yeah, definitely want to check that out. So I was talking with some folks earlier, like Robin mentioned this, and then Troy mentioned it too. So you're doing work with like koi and stuff too?
Yeah, the last year here, you know, in the past, I've always been a guy that had 2 or 3 things going, because the whitetails and the elk, and then the outfitter service and the ball pythons and the cattle thing, and some of that stuff overlapped and some of it didn't. But you know, I mean, I definitely have fun doing this, but I'm like, I crave genetics. And so like the koi fish is basically another thing that's like ball pythons on steroids. You take the 2 genetics, you breed them together, and it's like codoms. You can actually get and get fish pass on that were like the genes before. So, and they have lots of babies. So it's just an expression of genetics that I get to like absorb and see a lot of, and that's what I crave.
Gotcha. And so you've been it for like a year?
Yeah, I've kind of been researching it a little bit longer than that, just to kind of like make sure I step in the right direction and buy some of the right animals. Because it's just like the ball python business. They look pretty, you buy them. And it's not exactly what you want for a breeder or something like that. So just trying to make the right choices. We did breed a few koi this year. I ended up with like 4,000 babies.
That's it?
Yeah. And so that, you know, I'm just trying to like slowly we'll weed off the ones that are what you would call like, you know, your normals and stuff like that. And then get down to like the group of 1,000 of the best. And then what my goal is to possibly have some koi at some of the shows in the future.
Okay, nice.
Maybe do something like that. I don't know if it'll be a big hit or not, but you know, if it's, you know, maybe it'll do well. But basically just social media sales is where a lot of that'll come in.
And so all the morphs for the koi, they're all codoms?
Yeah, it does seem to be that they are all codoms, and you can basically like so you have one animal and another animal, you breed them together and almost make like the freeway, the super form. And then you breed that back. So there is, you know, and then there's butterfly koi. So that's a trait that's different, you know, and so yeah, it's a lot like the ball python.
Genetics wise, like, is there like as many morphs as ball pythons or more?
Probably more.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So a lot to work with.
yeah, there is a lot to work with, and it's just like the ball pythons as far as like people trendy, and their names are like totally different. A lot of Asian names, what they call a lot of the genes and things and stuff like that. But it is, and it's so, and then you'll find it like a super pastel butter, hurricane or something would be like a ball python. And then, yeah, you can actually find the koi that carries like those 4 genes, and it's called a certain thing. So it's super similar to this.
Okay, so
Yeah.
really basically the same concept. What about breeding wise? Like, how's that process? And what are some challenges?
Challenges would be just your water at the end of the day. As far as like breeding, the females put on a big belly, so you know that they're bred or have carrying the eggs. That's in the spring. And if you just put them in a tub with 80-degree water, and then they sell these like brushes that you put in there that collect the eggs. So when they go around and she's spreading the eggs everywhere and he's fertilizing them, they stick to these brushes. And then you just move those to the next pool you need to finish the incubation or whatever. But yeah, it's really like as soon as you know that she's carrying the eggs, you put 2 males in with her, and I would say within like 4 days, your tub's full of eggs.
Oh, nice.
The males go in and kind of stimulate her and just make it all happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems like fairly straightforward.
It's really straightforward. And then like 3 days later, you're already seeing little babies pop out. And
Oh,
then,
wow,
like,
that quick.
Yeah, and then 7 days later, they're all coming out. And I videoed some of the stuff because I put one of them in a 55-gallon aquarium. That way I could watch the process and video the babies growing. And so I kind of been just trying to keep record and track and see how things, and at a month old, they're already like 1 inch long and already have colors to them. And so it's, it's definitely, genetics on steroids is what I call it.
Yeah. So you always keep the males separate until it's time to introduce them to the females?
Not really. Basically, we just kind of keep the certain size animals together. When we do get into the spring, we probably will put the females in a tank by themselves just as they're coming on and getting closer. But my goal is I just wanted a business where I got like, the ball python business is good. Don't get me wrong, very humbled by it, but it's not a daily income. And so I kind of want to get to where even if I'm, have 20 baby koi on eBay every day, at least every single day they're selling. And you know what it is? I just want like a daily cash flow type thing. So that's really, it's kind of one of those businesses where I just, I feel like I'm already established in what I'm doing. I already have half the things to do this. So it's like I might as well do it. I love the genetics. So it gives me something to look forward to.
That makes sense. So you're selling it on eBay?
Yeah, that'll be one of the big things is I know that sounds pretty simple, but there's 2 or 3 people that sell 20 to 30 koi a day on eBay. And if you just put them on no reserve, it's just like the Morph market auctions.
Oh, there's auctions?
Yeah. And some may only bring $20, but some may bring $300 or $400. So at the end of the day, if I can average, $40, $50 a piece on these koi through the whole year and just let them sell on eBay every day and have 10 to 20 or 30 on there every day, it's that constant cash flow I'm looking for in life right now. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then I can, be more protective of the ball pythons because I know some guys do want to drop prices. And I'll be honest, I'm in one of those positions where I love the projects I'm in, and a lot of guys don't have the projects, but I don't want to drop the price because there's no need to. But there is some days you feel like, man, I can take a discount or 2 here and there and make a sale really nice. And, I just wouldn't have to worry about those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that kind of helps like that project just overall.
For sure.
Because no one wants to see like project tank.
Yeah.
You want to keep like a high value on it.
Yeah. And I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. No one wants to be that guy at a damn job, man. Don't sell any mistakes.
Yeah, because we all know a few guys we like, but we know that guy. So no, I just we have a Patreon group. We have a lot of guys that look up to like me and Bob in the business. So I just want to hold tight as long as I can.
How's that been going for you, Patreon?
I think it's been going great. I know a lot of guys, are part of the group, and there's getting to be more bigger breeders all the time that's involved. But I get nothing but positive feedback from it. I did a couple sales just for the Patreon people the last month and a half here.
Okay.
And they've been very appreciative of it. They come up and use what they need, because we give all credit back. And then we do the raffles on that too. And so, because you're in there, right? You still in the Patreon? Or?
I'm not in.
Okay. But we do the raffles, we give back. And so some of these guys have built up like 1,500 to 2,500 in credit over the last year or so.
That's a nice chunk.
Yeah, one guy at the last show, Yeti Payne, he won a raffle and all of his credits and stuff, and so he wanted to get in the Puzzle Ultramel project, and he come up and picked up a puzzle that was head Ultramel, and between his discount and everything, he basically walked away with a free snake. You know, nice, yeah. So it was that was like huge for him, you know. So yeah, it helped just work right in.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we actually just started a Patreon almost a month ago now. So, now that y'all have been doing it for what, a year and a half?
Yeah,
like
close
that.
to a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some tips? What are some hacks? What are some recommendations you would give us?
Recommendations I would give is probably just kind of let everybody be everybody in the group. I know every now and then there can be a rowdy guy or two, so you maybe just have to like visit with them. But it does seem that just letting everybody kind of give their 2 cents worth is actually pretty nice, because I know there's a lot of guys that want to like help with the identification of animals, but they feel like they're a smaller guy and they don't want to say something publicly on Facebook. But in the Patreon group, they might slip in like, yeah, that's, you know, what I think it is or something. And then if we all come back and we're like, yeah, that is what it is, it's a really boost of confidence for those people as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's a place where I'm not saying they can hide and build a reputation, but it's a place that they would feel more confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like me, for example. Well, I haven't been in for that long still, but definitely know a lot more than I know or I knew back when I first got it.
Yeah.
I'm for sure better.
Yeah.
But then and still now, I don't speak up in the Facebook groups.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with like all that back and forth about someone disagreeing with you. And it may sometimes there's a definite wrong answer, there's a different right answer.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's circumstance dependent, and there's a spectrum, right? And
Yeah.
you kind of got to do what works for you. But everyone doesn't understand like that nuance, that dynamic. And so I don't want, because there's inevitably going to be like that one guy or that one person that wants to kind of like come for you because you don't do it the exact same way that he does it in Anchorage, Alaska. And nothing against folks from Alaska. I just said something that's really far from
Absolutely. Yeah. You can say Kansas too, bro. But no, you're right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, I can definitely understand like why they would be hesitant for sure.
Yeah, no, and then Facebook, you know, there's just like you said, there's always, you can be totally sarcastic. Like Bob made a post about having 15 shows a year, and I made some comment on her under someone like, yeah, he's gonna do 12 a year, and the guy come in and actually kind of thought I was like being, so you just, it's like, come on, bro. Yeah,
it's rough in those Facebook
It is. Yeah.
You got to be built for it.
Yeah. So no, I think the Patreon is just a nice family environment more than anything, and a helpful environment. Yeah,
for sure, bro. Hey man, I appreciate you sitting down and chatting with us, man. And I'll be back around in a little bit. Definitely saying what's up to everybody. Get some more good conversation.
Thank you for everything, man. Love you guys. You do great. Appreciate it. Yeah.
What's good, everybody?
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was the homie Josh from Ball Python Shed. Always a pleasure getting him on the show. Up next, we got Zach from CG Serpents in the building. What's good, brother?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. There you go. Good to see you, man.
You as well, man.
Good to meet you in person.
Finally.
How's the show been going for you?
It's been pretty good. It's my first show, vending under my own logo, signage, stuff
really?
like that. Absolutely. I had a couple of mentors, help me out through the way. I helped them out at their shows. Randy Casey at Badass Balls, he helped me a lot. That's where I learned a lot of my stuff. Then I've met other vendors, other breeders and stuff through that, and really just got out through that way.
How long have you been doing reptiles, and then when did you make that transition over into breeding?
So I've always liked reptiles, ever since I was a kid. I remember I used to hide them in my closet. My mom and dad, more so my dad, he wasn't big on snakes. He didn't like us having them. So I would like sneak them in there. And one day my mom saw them. I was like, "What is this?"
What all did you have in the closet?
I had sand boas, boa constrictors, ball pythons, scorpions, tarantulas. Like I just had everything in the closet.
So where were you getting all this stuff?
I would go to like little pet stores or like different Repticons and stuff. I'd just sneak away, got with my friends, stuff like that. And come home with animals. So I'd order them online and then just ship them to the house.
Oh wow! And how old were you?
I was 15 doing them.
Okay,
15, 16. And then just kind of dabbled in and out of it. Then I met Randy with Badass Balls, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. The breeding aspect of it, somebody close by, 10 minutes down the road, I can kind of see how things go. And that's what I did. Learned a lot over 2 years. Got up my breeder females, started buying stuff, growing them up. And this year was actually my first year breeding on my own, producing all my clutches. And now I'm here.
Nice. When you first said like you were putting reptiles and stuff in the closet, like I thought you were out like herping and like catching stuff locally and putting stuff in the closet. But then my guy was like, I had samples, I had boys, I had this, I had that. I was like, wow, where were you getting all this stuff from? Because I know it went from outside. So it's interesting how you were able to like covertly get all that stuff in.
Oh, absolutely.
Your family figured it out.
Yeah, my mom. I was at school one day and she went check my room or something, or put some clothes in my closet, hang some shirts up, and she saw the zoo of animals I had in there. And she was like, "What is this? Like, your dad is going to kill you." I'm like, "Well, don't tell them."
It could just be our little secret.
So we kept it a secret for a while, and then we had ordered a package of a snake one day. Me and my brother did, and Dad was the interceptor of that package. And,
then so you have to get rid of the stuff? Or?
Actually, no. He was like, "How long have you had these?" And I was like, about a year in the closet, like. And I was like, "See, you didn't even know it. They've been here this whole time and haven't bothered you." He was like, "Oh, well then, it's okay."
Nice.
So then we just started putting them throughout the room.
Shout out to your parents, man.
Thank
for supporting you.
Absolutely.
That love.
Because my mom, she helped me out a lot prior to launching ZG Serpents and stuff like that. I was actually a flight attendant for United.
Oh, really?
And I was kind of dabbling back and forth, like, what do I want to do? Like, do I want to pursue the breeding part of ball pythons and go for it, all out? So I was actually in San Francisco. That's where I was based. And I had prepaid for my building, to do the ball pythons and stuff in. And it arrived and I wasn't even home. Like, I was across the country. My mom was there to sign the papers for the building. They had it dropped. Nice. My mom helped me drill the holes for wiring. She helped me do insulation, wiring, flooring, drywall, sheetrock, sealing, everything, paint it. She even helped me assemble the ARS rack.
Oh, nice.
Those things in 5540s, man, they're not easy to put together.
Yeah, especially that first time. Like, once you get in your groove, you start like.
And none of those screws line up either. So it's just like you gotta just twist them and drill through other things and make it stick and work.
Yeah, that first time, like, how long ago was that? Like maybe 2-3 years, whenever it was. But that first time, like probably the first one, or definitely the base level, gave me like some problems.
Oh yeah.
And then once I was probably like 3 or 4 levels into it, then it was just like a process.
Yeah.
The next time I put one together, it wasn't that bad because I already knew it.
You remember how to do it.
Yeah, but like getting through kind of like that first little learning curve, it took a little bit, and then you kind of like you get the rolling from there.
Oh yeah.
At least I did.
Oh yeah. And then just slowly kind of through meeting different breeders and stuff like that. I've kind of started figuring out what kind of projects I want to work and stuff like that. So that's kind of just where I'm at right now.
Nice. So you say you produced your first clutches this year.
Yes.
Tell us about how that feels. I remember how it felt for me, but tell us about your experience.
So my first clutch I produced this year was a blackhead Mojave to a Inchy Fire yellow belly clown.
Okay.
And so I was like super stoked. She only laid 4 eggs, but that's still some powerful animals in those 4 little eggs. I actually still have 2 of those babies.
Oh, nice.
I'm like,
congrats on that too.
Oh yeah, no, they're doing fantastic. So I remember when she laid the eggs and I was like, they're here. They're here. Let's put them in the incubator. I was ready to go. I candled them, made sure all the embryos was right side up, had good veins, and we put them in the incubator, and I marked it down as like 55 days from today, 65 days from today. So that kind of gave me that, that idea of when I should expect them. Day 57 hit, and I'm like, I can't hold it. So I cut them open. And I was like,
you remember what all did you hit?
So one of them I hit a blackhead Inchy Mojave yellow belly.
Okay.
And then another one was a blackhead Inchy. And then one was a blackhead Mojave yellow belly fire. And then one was just a blackhead fire.
Okay.
And
you kept a couple females?
Yeah, I kept 2. I kept the Blackhead Mojave, Yellow Belly Inchy, and then I kept the Blackhead Inchy.
Okay, all head clown.
Absolutely.
So,
and they'll breed next year.
Oh yeah,
and they just come out last year, so like they're already 700-800 grams. Right
oh,
now.
are they? Nice,
yeah, they're
nice.
Slamming food.
Nice. So talk about like the projects that you are working, like what gets you stoked.
Okay, so I really like clown hypo stuff. I think that is just fantastic.
Absolutely.
So I was at my buddy Troy with Balls and Strikes one day, and he's like, just look through, see what you like. So I saw this chocolate cypress, possible GHI, possible yellow belly, double het hypo clown male.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, that is sick. Like I don't know what I'm gonna put them to, but I need them. And so he's like, okay, take them. I was like, okay, no problem. Here you go. And he bagged them up for me, and I was on my way. So then I was like, okay, well, my buddy has a adult female leopard double het hypo clown. I was like, okay, I can get with that. That's not too bad. And so I hit him. I was like, hey man, can I get this breeder female off of you? Like, you're not using her. Let me get her. And shout out to Randy again, Badass Balls. He's like, yeah man, go ahead. You give me something when you produce something. I was like, absolutely man, no problem. Gotcha. And so I got her. And then I was shopping around on Morph Market auctions. I'm always on Morph Market, just kind of looking around, seeing what's out there, seeing what's catching people's eyes, stuff like that. And I was on auction one day while I was at work, and I saw a Inchy hypo het clown female. And I was like, I need that one too. I need that one too. It was like a visual and a het, like I gotta have it. And it was relatively not too bad price on the auction. So I was like, okay, let me bid for it. So I bid a couple of times back and forth. And finally I got it. And then I got a message shortly after from Mike Johnson saying, congratulations on your win. And asked me when he wanted to ship it to me. So here, thank you again, man, for that snake. That also was actually my first snake that I had ever bought on Morph Market.
Nice.
So
that
was pretty cool. Super great experience. Very easy, man. Appreciate it. Great to talk with. So yeah, she's doing fantastic. She'll be another breeder project in that hypo clown line that I'm working.
Yeah, she's a beautiful girl. I remember you showed me a picture of her either yesterday or the day before.
I think it was yesterday.
Okay. Beautiful girl, man. I hated letting that girl go.
She went to a good home, man.
She did.
She's at a good home.
Yeah, I'm glad she made it to a good home, though. So that's great, man.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you 100%, though. I really love the Hypo Clown project. It's one of my favorites. Love the DG Clown project.
Mm-hmm.
Also love DG Hypo Clown. Love Hypo DG, and so those are kind of my big three.
Okay.
In terms of the projects that
I've got another project I'm working on. I've got some quad het stuff I'm working on with VPI, DG, Hypo, and Pied.
Okay.
Got some chocolate and pastel chocolate combinations. I'm going to throw those together here this coming year, or this breeding season.
Mm-hmm.
And fingers crossed, I get lucky by the morph gods or something and hit a quad visual. I mean, I know the odds is like 1 in 2,000, but
hey, so you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. There's a chance. That's all I need, the chance. And so I'm looking forward to that this year. I've currently got a stranger clown het hypo breeding to that leopard double het hypo clown for that chocolate cypress male. He's not quite big enough just yet. And I didn't want to miss out on this one girl's ovulation grabbing and stuff like that. So I figured go ahead and try to get at least some stranger hypo clown stuff going. I think that'd be really cool. Looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be a really good season for me as far as the breeding goes. Because, this season I've got a bunch of the females that I'd been growing up for the last couple of years. Kind of collected them when I was helping, when I was being mentored by Randy. So all the females that I kind of collected along the way, this will be their first year breeding. So it's like kind of just full cycle. I had a couple other people's help, like Adam Moeller. He helped me out. He loaned me a bunch of females to kind of get me started. And he was like, here, dude, here's you some males, here's some females. You pair what you want and go from there. Make whatever you think would be cool. And I was like, really, man? He was like, yeah, man, got to start somewhere. And so he's a great help. He taught me a lot as well. But I'm just super grateful for like all the mentors and the people in the hobby and the community that just, they give me so much support. They're willing to take the time out of their day to respond to a text message, a phone call, or talk me through something if I need help with something, labeling snakes, or just giving me overall advice on what they think the market is doing well with and what projects are going hot right now, and just different advice on pairings and stuff like that. So I'm super grateful for just the community and all the support that I've received.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way, man. I'm super grateful for like all the people that have supported me along the way, like with this journey.
Absolutely.
Whether it's like sharing out stuff, it's giving me advice, teaching me about different things, preventing me from making mistakes, not mistakes, mistakes,
The snakes.
snakes on the mind.
That's right, always.
But yeah, you actually took the words like right out of my mouth, because that's where I was going to go next. Because in talking with you, like I hear a recurring theme, like your parents, like they've helped support you, having mentors, like Randy and Troy's been
Bob,
helping
yeah,
out
everybody.
with stuff. Like all these people, like really kind of like coming together, in a way, helping you kind of progress along your
Absolutely.
journey. And so I was going to ask you to like talk about where you feel like you would be without that, and what are your thoughts on that? But you really kind of.
So honestly, like if I didn't have the support that I've had or the guidance from mentors like Randy, Adam, Bob, Troy, and several other breeders, I definitely wouldn't be nowhere near close to where I'm at today. Some just like I said, I'm super grateful just for those few people that have really helped me and showed me a lot of, just different traits, different support, just it's like a puzzle, just everybody helps you in different ways, but like it's the big picture at the end. They're all getting you to where you need to go. Like Bob, for example, I bought an ultrasound machine because I was like, it's easier just to wand the snake down and check when they're ready, And so I messaged Bob and I was like, hey Bob, can you like teach me how to work an ultrasound machine? Like I bought one and have no clue what I'm looking at. And he's like, yeah, man, come on down, come by on, this day. So I drove down to Bob's place and he taught me how to ultrasound.
Oh, nice.
And he showed me how to ultrasound quite a few of his big females. And it was neat seeing that process and just seeing what other breeders have and stuff like that. Cause you kind of, you walk through their place and you're like, oh, that looks cool. I think this would look good with that, then ideas start going and wheels start turning, and it just is a never ending process.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a fun thing, man. Like you see stuff, you see like really cool stuff that catches your eye. You start thinking about, okay, so I really like that. What can I do to make it different and tweak it a little bit? So we can see like what the next step is. Let's refine it further. And that's super exciting, man, to like always have those things to look forward to. Hypo Clown Project, for example. There's still so much more to be done with that project. We've seen like so many, like let's just say clown combos for a second. We've seen so many dope clown combos, and then we haven't necessarily seen like the Hypo Clown version of a lot of those. And Hypo works so well with like so many
with a lot of things. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, Hypo is one of my personal favorites just because I love what it will do to like the different patterns and mutations and stuff in the animal. How it'll take like the darks and fade them out. It's overall just a really great enhancing gene.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Bro, it's good chatting with you.
Yes, sir.
Great to meet you in person.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir. Wish you best of luck with everything, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will talk with you later.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Got Zach from ZG Serpents. Definitely appreciate him coming on, man. It's a great chat. Next up, we got Tiffany Jackson from Reptile Bay. What's up? How you doing?
Hi.
You doing all right?
I am. How are you?
Good. Great to meet you in person.
I know, right? Nice to see you.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of like what you're doing in the reptile hobby.
So I'm new to reptiles. I got my first snake ever in 2022.
Okay.
I know, and I was so obsessed. I'm like, I gotta do this. So I got more, and then once I saw that it could be a business, I'm like, yo, I gotta start breeding snakes. So I had my first clutch in 2023, and just been rolling since then.
Nice. So what attracted you to the reptiles? And
I'm not sure, to be honest. I just love to handle them. I love to set up their enclosures. I just love everything about reptile keeping, honestly.
Nice. Did you have any people around you that were in the reptiles?
No. Yeah, I don't know. None of my family, nobody I've ever known, honestly, has had a snake before. So totally new to it. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I know, like for me, back in the day, I didn't want anything to do with like snakes and stuff like that. Like I remember my roommate used to have snakes, and I was cool that he had it over there as long as he kept it over there. But as far as like me interacting, nah.
Right.
And we haven't been in reptiles that long. We got into it back in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are COVID breeders or whatever they want to call it. But that's when we got in, and we've been in ever since, and definitely don't regret a second of it.
Right. It's so funny how everybody that I've ever met in reptiles, they get in, and it's just they never leave. They love snakes. They get more and more, and it's just such a loving community. Well, that's my perspective anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely a dope community.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you got like kind of like outliers, but overall the community itself is like amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
And from what I hear, like from talking to other people, like it wasn't always like this. It wasn't always just like people like with open arms kind of embracing folks as they come in.
Right, I
like
have heard that too.
Very like kind of standoffish, kind
Right.
of people keep information close to the vest. But fortunately, it's matured over the years, and I want to see it growing from here.
Yeah, because I've gotten a lot of questions answered just from talking to people on Instagram. I mean, good stuff. Someone showed me how to like set up the incubator, like make it on your own.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I've gotten a lot of tips from people on Instagram, so I'm really appreciative of that.
Nice. So what all species are you keeping?
So right now I have ball pythons. I'm trying to get into boa breeding. That's what I really love boas. So I'm moving towards boas. But I have reticulated pythons, a Burmese python, a sunbeam snake, and rainbow boas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna breed like any of those other species eventually?
Rainbow boas and just boas, yeah.
Okay.
I'm working on IMGs right now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I love the IMGs. I got
Me
a
too.
IMG jungle motley male.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pitch black.
Oh,
He got,
I want to
like,
see.
one little white spot on his underbelly.
Mhm.
But other than that, pitch black.
Yeah, IMGs are nice.
Yeah.
Huh? I like the sun dragons too. They're really orange. Have you seen them? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of his name. Name escapes me, so I apologize. But like, he makes some real nice sun dragon stuff.
Oh no, yeah, I need to know that when
Yeah.
when it comes to you.
Yeah, I'll look him up. I'll find it, and when I'm walking around, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. But yeah, his whole basic breeding operation is based around like those combos. So really nice stuff.
Okay. Good.
So the social media, huge following on social media. So talk about
Working
like,
on
what
it.
prompted you to get that started and give us the tips to success.
Well, honestly, when I started posting snakes on my normal page, my followers were not trying to hear. I had people telling me I had them follow you because you keep posting these snakes. So I'm like,
wow.
okay, let me just make a new page. And that's what I did. So I made a new page and just started following all the reptile people, commenting and interacting with those people. I built some nice relationships and just that really relationship building on social media. Here lately, I repost reels, and that's pretty much the way to grow, basically. But posting your reels, interacting with people, building authentic relationships, and just doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's one of the things I struggle with, though, is consistency with
Yeah.
posting. I mean, I probably get 2 to 3 posts in a week, but I need to do better like with posting my animal content. Usually what I'm posting is like stuff about the show.
Yeah.
Definitely got to get some more snakes to the page because I don't want people to forget that, hey, we got snakes too, we breed snakes too. I definitely got to do better in that space.
Yeah, I know sometimes when if somebody like messages me or whatever and I look at their page, if I don't see any snakes, I'm like, sometimes I might not even like really look through the content, honestly, if I don't see snakes. Right now, that's how I've been operating on that page anyway. But so yeah, definitely post your snakes just for the fact that people might look and want to see what you got, talk to you about.
And you're like, why are you here?
Right. But,
So talk about what led to you vending this event.
well, they asked me, and I'm like, I was nervous at first. I'm like, I've never really done a reptile show. I don't have enough animals really to sell, but I figured it'd be a good way to just go ahead and get out there and start doing it. And this is my first one, so.
Oh, nice! Congrats on that. I know it's your first.
Yeah, it's my first expo at all.
Oh, nice. Have you been making some good connections? Talking.
Yeah,
to folks?
it's been cool. See, a lot of kids, I got a lot of stickers, so they come take the stickers, which is cool. And then I have my boas with me, so a lot of people haven't seen the IMG boas before, so they're getting a lot of attention. Yeah, it's been
Nice.
cool.
That's one of the cool things about the shows. Just interacting with the people, like as they're walking by.
Yeah.
I know I've had a ton of really good conversations. I'm actually surprised I still got a voice because between like networking and talking with people, talking with folks when they pass the table and doing the show, I'm surprised I still got a voice. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad I still got a voice.
Right? Yeah, I don't know how you just rolling like that. That's what's up, though. I like what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
Right.
I appreciate it. But yeah, getting out here and getting your name out here, like it only like plants seeds for the future. So yeah, kudos to you.
Right.
Kudos to
Thank you.
So you're in the Charlotte area?
Yeah, I am in Charlotte. Well, Marvin, but close to Charlotte.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like this area. It's one of my favorite places.
It's
to visit.
growing. It's growing a lot. They're yeah, growing a lot. Building stuff all the time.
Yeah, last time I was here, it's even changed since last time I was here. It's been a minute though. Last time I was here was like maybe 2018, something like that. So it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, no, it's changed completely since then. Yeah.
Yeah, I see all the like construction. And
Yeah,
stuff,
especially
and,
uptown.
Yeah, uptown has changed
Yeah,
a
a lot.
But my favorite Duke building's still there. It's
Oh,
still
okay,
doing its thing.
Nice.
So are you eventually trying to, or maybe you are right now, but are you trying to do this as like a full-time business? And like, what are some of your goals going forward with it?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not sure. I want to do reptiles in general full time, but I'm not sure if I'm trying to like go full time into breeding or what, some other type of business venture. But we're looking into it because I was thinking honestly, you know, a lot of people that get snakes or get new snakes, they don't really know how to keep them at home, like as far as what their enclosure should look like, temperatures and all that. So I was thinking about a business that kind of goes into homes and make sure your snake enclosures are good.
Oh, nice.
Because that would be like, if I had that, that'd be convenient for somebody to just come in and make sure they're all good, you know, like once a week or something like that. So I think there's a lot of room in the reptile industry for new businesses that haven't been created yet. So that's what excites me about it.
Yeah, I would agree 100%.
Yeah.
It's a lot of room for growth in this industry. Like the industry has matured a lot, like what we were talking about, like over the last several decades.
Yeah.
But there's still like continuous growth and so many opportunities, different niches you can tap into and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about like the future of the industry, the future of the hobby. So I get excited about like these kids because like I know like those are the future keepers, those are the future breeders, innovators, content creators, like all that good stuff. So definitely lots of room for growth.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. But when would you think you would start breeding like the bulls and stuff?
Well, I've started with IMG.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I have my breeding pair. Yeah, and I've been pairing them. So we're starting, but
nice.
yeah, I just need a few more.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
When I first started picking up snakes, got into it kind of high and heavy, like right out the gate.
Same. Same.
And I just knew I was gonna be breeding like all these different species. But once I learned
that was
saw
me.
what all it took and just kind of like the different things you got to think through is nuance that you don't fully appreciate when you first get into it, coming into it. And then I quickly kind of backed down off of that. And I was like, yeah, I'm a focus for right now.
Yeah, because you really have to, like, all down to all the tiny things, you know? You really have to. Because I was the same way. I'm like, I'm going to breed this. I'm going to breed red tails. I'm going to breed some green tree python.
Yeah, like, you get a snake, you get a snake, you get a snake, you get a snake.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to go all in. But yeah, reality set in.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah. Walk that back, bro.
No, for real, yeah. But you know, time moving towards something like that.
Yeah,
right.
That's part of the growth and maturation process, though.
Yeah,
you go through those things, and it's good to have people around you, like you mentioned earlier, like reaching out to people, talking to them, creating those relationships, so you can bounce that kind of stuff off.
Yeah, I had a mentor, Selective Reptiles. I don't know if you. Yeah, he actually helped me, like, showed me how to sex the snakes, how to do a lot of things. So I was really grateful for that, especially that was in the beginning. So I learned a lot. So yeah, expert help is always fantastic. Absolutely. And I'm just glad that people are always willing. Absolutely. I haven't ran into anybody yet that was like, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you that. It's been cool.
Yeah. Fortunately, I haven't ran into anybody like that.
Right.
They still do exist. They're probably like dinosaurs stuck in their old ways or whatever. But yeah, I've been very fortunate, very blessed to have run into people who've just been more than happy. Yeah, absolutely. Whether they've been in for a long time, whether they just got in, like there's people in all aspects of the industry with all kinds of experience and duration in the hobby and the industry that have contributed to our success in like some shape, form, or format. So like eternally grateful for that.
Yeah, same.
Cool. So it was good getting to sit down.
I'm glad we got to talk.
I definitely gotta come over there and check out the IMG.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got both of them here. So yeah.
Okay. Nice. Definitely, and I'll send you a picture of the other.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he's dope.
No, yeah.
Great meeting you. Great chatting.
Yeah, nice talking to you.
All right. You have a good one.
I gotta check it out on YouTube.
For
Check
sure.
out all the other people.
For sure. So Tiffany Jackson, Reptile Bay, absolutely take one. We'll kick a quick commercial, and then we'll be right back. Shout out to the sponsors.
Known for his innovative approach to genetic shed testing and top quality ball pythons, Grey Rider Reptiles also excels in exceptional customer service and responsiveness. With a quick turnaround time, Charlie ensures you get the service you want and need. Visit shedtesting.com to explore his offerings and experience the best in the business. Don't miss out. Head to shedtesting.com today and unlock the power of your breeding projects.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, we're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
Welcome back. Got the homie.
What's going on, everybody?
Ancestral Royal Python.
Peace and
love, man, bro. Again, man, appreciate all the support this weekend, helping us out. I just got word that I was not in the shot for the last one or two interviews.
No, you was not.
So I hope y'all can, as long as y'all can hear me and y'all can see the guests, we were good to go.
No, we can hear you. We heard you just fine.
All right.
The last guest, she was in the shop, but you definitely wasn't in the shop.
That's all that matters.
And that's
man.
why I try to signal to you to come forward, but you was doing your own thing.
That's all that matters, man. As long as the guests in the shot and the audio is good, I'm good.
I'm
a happy camper.
And
if we can get me in the
chat
shot,
the chat was there and everybody was engaged, so it was great.
Nice. If we can get me in the shot, that's just like an added bonus, right? that's so you can buy a DG Clown, but if you get a DG Clown head hypo, that's even better.
There you go.
I'll be the head hypo. Hey man, this has been another amazing show.
Definitely huge contribution to making it go smooth, making everything work. It was my pleasure to help you out. You know, being behind the scenes. You know, seeing another aspect of the whole thing.
Yeah, man, you came in.
It's one thing being in front of the camera, but you know, being behind the cameras and trying to get everybody lined up and everything. It was pretty cool.
Man, you came in like a certified vet. You already like it was just like, bro, like it was really no guidance necessary. That was necessary. Like you just automatically saw what needed to be done, and he's like, boom, I got that.
Yeah, man.
Communication, man, all of that, man. So, bro, appreciate you,
man. Not a problem, man. Anytime, you know I got you.
Yes, sir, man. But that's gonna be it for the show, man. Appreciate y'all coming out. Make sure y'all take advantage of the promo code with shedtesting.com. It's good until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to have a shed ready to test right now. You go ahead, purchase it at the discount, get your 20% discount for one or more individual shed tests, and have it in your bank, right? You might as well take advantage of the opportunity. So definitely act now. Make sure you use promo code Robin Shipping. Robin60. Delete that footage. Robin60. Because we are better off rare, you know, Redline Shipping. Definitely super excited.
Big shout out to Robin, man.
Big shout out to Robin, man.
Such a good guy, man. Having dinner with him last night was amazing. Like he said, we talked about so many things like family and life and business and, you know, opportunities. And man, he was solid, bro. Solid guy, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. And just to have that portal into like the industry insight, because he's been around for what 30 years plus, and like he was saying, he's seen a lot of things, and just to have like that insight is so valuable, right? Because like that's the foundation of what we're doing right now.
It is.
And so to be able to know that, I mean, you got to know the history. You got to understand like what's going on, what happened before, and how we got here. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that was great.
So big shout out to him.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Big shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina. Big shout out to the Duke building too. That's my favorite building.
You in that building.
But yeah, man, it's just been a whole vibe, man. Big shout out to Erykah.
Yes.
Yeah, big shout out, man. We got to kick it with like the Redline Shipping crew last night. It was super dope. I didn't eat any raw oysters.
No, he did not.
I'm not there yet. Maybe one day, or maybe some grilled oysters, but that's a little bit too much for me just right now.
But there will be footage of him holding a spider.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all coming out. That's gonna be the show for today. Had a great time, man.
Got an amazing time.
Looking forward. Don't
amazing
forget.
breeders.
Oh yeah, amazing animals, amazing people, man. Animal Con, October 4th, 5th, and 6th. The format's gonna be a little bit different, so it's not gonna be a live show, but we'll have the interviews coming out on the Red Light Report. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be super exciting, super dope. Talking to a lot of animal content creators, not just reptiles, but the whole gamut, man. Mammals, inverts, reptiles, birds, fish, like the whole nine. So definitely looking forward to that. It's gonna be a super dope experience. And then after that, we got Tinlin, and following that, we're taking a little bit of time off as far as reptile shows, but then we'll be right back at you in March for NARBC Dallas. But definitely a lot of things coming up. Make sure y'all check us out on clutchconversations.com. The blog, we're definitely gonna be I tried to get the word out, but I forgot it real quick.
That's that old age creeping
That's
up
the
on you.
old age, bro. That's the old age. But we're definitely gonna be documenting a lot of our experiences as it relates to traveling during these shows, the relationships we're building, conversations we've had, what we've learned, insights, all that good stuff. So definitely check that out, clutchconversations.com. Make sure you follow this man, IG, Ancestral Royal Pythons. We're gonna get this man to get a website too, so be on the lookout for that.
It's in the works.
All right, we got you. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
And
man.
the reason why it's in the works is because everybody's always asking for my merch. And I mean, everyone wants a T-shirt. And what's the T-shirts? With this also, you know what? I'm gonna do a website so people can come and just get order their own T-shirts, the colors they want. And so definitely doing a website based on the merch.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that too, man. But yeah, thank y'all for coming out. For Collection Conversations, I'm Mike. The lovely lady behind the scenes is Takara. Had the
Big shout out to Kara, because I see what you go through working with this man right here. So big shout out, big salute. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Big shout out.
She probably rolling, bro. She probably rolling for sure, man. Hey, I actually chuckled to myself, and I was like, I bet you Jason, like, man, big shout out to Takara.
Oh yeah. Definitely. But no, you know, you do an amazing job.
I appreciate it,
at
brother.
everything you do, like the whole setup, the interviews, you know, how the questions you ask, how you engage. It's like everything is just on point. So I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Ooh. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it. Like I said, for Collection Conversations, I'm Mike, the lovely lady behind the scenes is Takara. Big shout out to her. Big shout out to the homie Jason. Thank y'all for coming out. Oh yeah, big shout out to all y'all in the chat. Shout out to the replay game. We will get these uploaded to the audio only versions of Collection Conversations on your favorite podcast platform. But until then, thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.
Now step up in the spot, they know the deal. Chillin' with that thrill. From the bottom to the top, I'm the king of the hill. Still eyes on me, feel the heat, it's a thrill feel. Got that shine in my hand, man, it's giving them chills. Still they wanna taste, they wanna see what's in my sleep. Believe, got that fire in my grip, yeah they need the fiend. No counterfeit, no tricks, just the realest thing. Pure and uncut, got them down, dropping to your knees, freeze. It's that glass, baby, crystal clean, pristine. Make you wanna dive deep like you living in a dream. Got them hooked on the vibe like an addicted fiend. This that glass, baby, you know what I mean. In the night it glows, whole place lit, can't quit. Every eyes on me, they can't handle this shit. Hit, feel the rush, feel the push, yeah, it's too legit bliss. Once you get a taste, ain't no way you'll quit this. Pure like the rain, cold like the snow. Yo, they crave for the touch, yeah, they wanna know. Though, what's the secret mojo? Got that perfect glow, you know. Take a hit of this life, let your worries go slow, slow. That glass, baby, crystal clean, pristine. Make you wanna dive deep like you living in a dream. Got them hooked on the vibe like an addicted fiend. This that glass, baby, you know what I mean. They come from miles around just to get a glimpse. Whispering in the dark, making deals with pimps. Got that high grade shit, make the whole world limp. Glimpse, I'm the dealer of dreams, call me the main event set. Ain't no fakes, ain't no lies, it's the realest deal. Chill, got them looking for that glass, yeah, they love to feel real. I'm the plug, I'm the source, got that golden seal. This that glass, baby, now you know it's real. This that glass, baby, crystal clean, pristine. Make you wanna dive deep like you living in a dream. Got them hooked on the vibe like an addicted fiend. This that glass, baby, you know what I mean. In the end, they all come back, craving more and more. Once you get a taste, ain't no closing that door. I'm the king of the game, hear the lion roar. This that glass, baby, and it's what you're here for. I'm the king of the game, hear the lion roar. This that glass, baby, and it's what you're here for.
Subscribe